much on sale right now. There are lavender soaps are on sale.
Sorry, y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
Hey everybody, what's going on? All right, hold up. Listen, stuff is going down as we speak. Hey everybody, what's going on, girl? I'm back. Okay, I need to change my glasses. Okay, I ain't put some on my lips because I just got here, girl. Hey, I was on Mel's live, y'all. Okay, so we starting off the live already with T. Let's listen in to Melody as I gather myself. My bad, y'all. I forgot. Thank you. Boom. Hey, y'all. We back. All right. My bad. I was rushing. Okay.
You ain't playing by these sales. So y'all gotta go shop. I'm gonna have to cut story time. Y'all gotta go shop, baby, because Sean ain't playing. Okay? Go shop. Because Sean ain't playing. Okay? Boom, boom, boom. Grab your you can get 3 for $50. $19.99 or 3 for $50. So you'll save $10. These lavender soaps, we done sold like I think 800 and something of these soaps. We just dropped them. Yeah, 844 sold, 5 stars already. It has fresh lavender in it. We just dropped them last week. This is a hot item right now. So anyway, you beat me. Pose for the picture. You taking a selfie.
How you staying? How you do it?
Yes, like that. Yes. He got it, don't he? Do it again. Can I how to do it? Yeah. He get on my nerves, y'all. Ooh. Okay, Canavis, they laughing at you. How I go? Yes, Canavis. Yes. Ooh, boom. Got it. Ooh, got it. So, all right, so look, here we go. Now, they done came all the way back around. Just like that, y'all recording me. For what? Recording me. And so I looked at this boy's phone and I said, why are you recording me? I was like, for what? I said, didn't you just plead guilty to harassment? And you harassing? Make it make sense. Right? Recording me. So I'm like, Jason, come on, let's go to the car. Let's go. So now they are behind us. I didn't like them being behind us. So I'm like, I moved Jason to the side. We went to the side. Then Martella's like, y'all can go on. I said, no, y'all can go. So then they went. Then we ended up behind them. Bird still chirping. I'm ignoring it because why? I have already been told this ain't the place.
They doing the most at this point. They got songs. They got all kind of shit they doing. I need to stay ready. Hold up.
Yeah. Yep. So I don't know who Vicky is. I don't know who is Vicky. Blocker, Canavis. I don't see her. I don't know. I'm trying to see. I don't see a Vicky. I just see some people saying something about a Vicky. I don't know who Vicky is, baby. I don't care. They all can get it today. She can stay on here. I don't care. This ain't her story. This ain't her life. This ain't what she living every day. This is what I'm living.
Mel is on.
Oh, Vicky girl, shut up. Yes, like they told you, shut up. Let me block you, hoe.
Oh, Lord. We can't hear you, girl. So let me tell y'all what's going on. So basically, last week, Mel went to court. Went to court because once again, y'all know Martell tried to appeal the harassing communication situation, right? I can't hear. I don't know. Okay, there we go.
We're still not saying anything. So we get towards the car, and that's whenever this content creator that I never met.
Mind you, he took the plea deal. Martell took a plea deal when it came to harassing communications and all of that. Mel allowed them to take the domestic violence label off because it really didn't mean anything to her. So they took the DV off, offered him the harassing communications. He took it because he was guilty. So she's telling a story of what happened outside the courthouse with him and Ariane. It seems as if they were plotting to agitate her to see if they can get a response. There was a man across the street from the courthouse that was, I guess, set up to record if anything popped off to make Mel look bad.
Before I had her name, and I said, she said, yeah, about all your products and da da da. But she said her legal name, right? Not her YouTube name. And so I said, okay, well, hi, nice to meet you. I said, do you have a YouTube channel? Or, you know, she said, yeah, Hannah Grace. I said, oh, Hannah Grace. I was like, yes. Oh, and I gave her a hug. So nice to meet you. And that was that. You know, she's an older lady. She's probably in her 50s, but beautiful. And, you know, she was real sweet. Gave her a hug, whatever. So now let me see your phone. So after that, I said to Jason, I said, you know, I meet her. And then we walked towards the car. And I said, no, you know what? I said, I want to go back to the courthouse. I said, I want to walk back to the courthouse and I want to go see the city attorney and I want to let him know what just happened right after court. So this is when this happens. And see, I knew to get my phone out for this one because I missed a lot of all the other stuff, the shenanigans. Because I don't just be quick thinking, I don't do shit just to get moments and record everything. So I'm not just trying to pull up a phone and record. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm somewhat in disbelief, I think, and probably just like, I know this can't be real. Like, I know this ain't happening right now. I know this can't be real. I know this can't be real. So they go and get in their vehicle. If you're not from Huntsville, it may be hard for me to explain, but just know to get back to where I was walking, they had to drive all the way around, come back to come where I am to let their window down to do this.
Play it. Thank you.
How you doing? Hold on.
How you doing? Fix your face, get your hair at the same time. Don't be looking at me like that.
Okay, so I'm going to start right there. Did y'all hear me say anything? Did y'all hear me say anything? Did y'all hear me say one thing? Yes, they drove in a circle. Did y'all hear me say anything? Okay, I have not said anything at this point. Let me rewind it. You come back around, let your window down. That's why, like I say, anybody caping for this man or being caping for him, all y'all can kiss my ass.
That's to the cast members.
Here we go.
Don't be looking at me like that. It's over with now.
Who are you?
It's over with now.
Okay, so y'all hear somebody saying, who are you? Who are you? That's not me. Okay? That was not me. Saying, who are you? That was Miss Hannah Grace. Miss Hannah Grace was saying, who are you? Who are you? That's what Miss Hannah Grace was saying. I'm still not saying anything. I'm still walking. Back to the courthouse to go see the city attorney, who just so happened to still be in the courtroom with the judge. I guess they was taking a break or something. Somebody said that was whose voice? That was, let me see. Who is the man? That was your voice. No, Joshua, that wasn't my voice, sweetie. You're going to hear me in a minute. Stay tuned. I'll have to get up here and lie about shit. That wasn't my voice. You're going to hear me, though, in a minute. Trust me. The man in the vehicle, my ex, and his bird. So, here we go. Oh, here, make it come back. Okay. So y'all ready? Now, hold this and I just watch show the video because you gotta hold the soap in the frame. All right, so listen, y'all know, and it's some beautiful
They is selling these
packaging.
products.
And like, you see the fresh lavender in there? It has lavender in there for exfoliation, y'all. Okay. So, like I said earlier when I first told this story, and I got more video to show in a second. Just because I'm not on television, I don't want anybody to think that you're gonna harass me in private, that your shenanigans ain't gonna make the world news. Okay? That it ain't gonna be told. Sir, here was the cleanser. This is for you to use every day for makeup and just daily cleansing, period. Prevent acne, keep your skin clean and clear. Our hydrate is vegan, it's natural, and it's paraben free. And it's made right in Dallas, Texas by our beautiful Black female chemist. So she's been a chemist for over 19 years, okay? So if you want to call it for us, by us, you can do that too. So Hannah Grace said, I'm sorry I'm dealing with this too. And that's what else I wanted to let y'all know. Like, just because you see me on here, you know what I'm saying? And I encourage y'all and I'm handling business, I'm doing all that, does not mean that I'm not also dealing with shenanigans behind the scenes at times too, okay? So, here we go. Let me start it over.
How you doing? Fix your face, fix your hair at the same time. Don't be looking at me like that. It's over with now.
Who are
It's over with now. Both y'all. Oh, I'm not talking to you.
Oh, I thought you were. Who you talking to? Now that's me. So I'm gonna play it. You heard me say who you talking to, Joshua. Is Joshua in here? Joshua. Joshua, that's me, baby, right there. When I said who you talking to, that's me right there. Okay, let me play it again so you can hear Hannah Grace and then you can hear me. Okay. Y'all want me to block Joshua? Let me see if I can find little Josh. Let me find little Joshua. I didn't care about nobody being up in here today.
I'm on one. Fuck it, I'm on one. That's what it feels like.
It'll have to be whenever he
whenever he comment again. Whenever he comment again.
Yeah, nah, he's fine. So listen.
Come into the live, like the video, share the video, share the video, share the video.
How you doing? Fix your face, fix your hair at the same time. Don't be looking at me like that. It's over with now.
Who are
you? It's over with now. Both y'all. Oh, I'm not talking to you.
Oh,
what you mean it's over with now?
Who you talking to? That's me. Who you talking to?
No, I said it's over with now.
Both of y'all. Who is both of y'all?
You and your man, Jason. You and your man, your boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
Jason, your boyfriend.
And y'all know he thinks.
Okay, so now you.
And y'all know he thinks Jason, which is her security guard. Hannah Grace is another YouTuber that was outside, that was at the court date. Okay, another YouTuber. Mel did not know her. She showed up there on her own, but she was there in the parking lot when all of this happened.
Tell me who X. This 5 years in X. Okay, that's why I said, boo, you slow, cause ain't no way. Now here we go. I'm playing one more time. Here, do it, Canadians, for the people who need to hear it again. Got it? Face ID. Boom. Here we go. Drove back around to where I am.
Fix your face, fix your hair at the same time. Don't be looking at me like that. It's over with now.
Who are
It's over with now.
What do you mean it's over with now? That's the question. What does that mean?
Who you
What
talking
does that
to?
mean?
Who you talking to?
No, I said it's over with now.
Both of y'all. Who is both of y'all?
You and your man, Jason. You and your man, your boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
Nigga is slow.
And I'm like,
They're both slow. They are both slow. Like, to me, Ariane and Martell are both super duper seniors. One thing I remember from a super duper senior I knew back in the day was how she would enjoy doing like things that she knew would antagonize you. And like, as she's antagonized you, she's smiling and laughing because she's excited about the fact that she's going to get a response from you, that she's going to get attention from you. And so when I be talking about the super duper seniors and them knowing the shit that they do sometimes, and like they can't even hide it on their face, the glee that they have that they're getting a response out of you by antagonizing you. Yeah, that's what I be talking about sometimes. This nigga is a super duper senior. His baby mama is a super duper senior. And Mel said that Arion's little girl said that she wished Mel was her mama. Now, I don't know how that conversation came to be, and I would love details. But I believe it. I've been telling y'all for a minute now that she not doing right by that little girl. And you could tell any woman that's running behind a man to her own detriment to this level is not doing right by her child.
I'm so calm. I'm like, let the record show. Let history
Let
show.
the record show.
Smart. Okay?
You smart, honey. I love it.
So what does that mean? Oh, it's over with now. It's over with now.
Yeah, what that mean?
Let me show it again for the people who don't understand English. Got it? I'm just like your mama.
Oh.
How you doing? Fix your face, fix your hair at the same time. Don't be looking at me like that. It's over with now.
Who are
It's over with now. Both y'all. Oh, I'm not talking to you.
Oh, I thought you were. Who you talking to? Who you talking to?
No, I said it's over with now.
Both of y'all. Who is both of y'all?
You and your man, Jason. You and your man, your boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
Jason, your boyfriend.
Somebody said, why do I keep, hold on one second. No, let the people stay over here because I want the record to show this too. Show them too. The people who still be trying to find an excuse or finding a way to defeat bad behavior.
I got time.
I want them to stay on here too. You not let them stay. I keep playing the same video because that's all of the video.
Keep talking shit in my comments.
That's all of the video. That's why. That's why. Play the whole video. That is. Do you do your face?
Okay.
How many seconds is this video? This video is. What's the time?
Just to be clear, y'all.
24 seconds. So let's go.
Let's tell that.
Let's start it. 26 seconds. Count the 26 right now.
Fix your face, fix your hair at the same time. Don't be looking at me like that.
I want them to see it moving now.
It's over with now.
26. Count the 26.
Both y'all. Oh, I'm not talking to you.
Oh, I thought you were. Who you talking to? Who you talking to?
No, I said it's over with now.
Both of y'all. Who is both of y'all?
You and your man, Jason. You and your man, your boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
Jason, your boyfriend.
End it, because that's the end of the video. I don't have to come on here and do shenanigans, okay? Now, to the next person who said, no, that's not my son. He's 30. This guy back here is 30 years old. The other one that said, somebody else.
Where he turned around.
Let me see. Did you tell the police before coming to social media on live? Joshua, I guess you're just coming on. I already been said I made a report that day. What are you talking about? If you don't understand and comprehend, you can go elsewhere. Nobody's making you be over here because you're starting to act like them. Going on now.
As y'all can see, Melody is standing on business. If you ain't, if you ain't pay me for the increase, I ain't pay you for the decrease. Make sure y'all purchase one of these. Is these in there too?
Now, that part. Now to the person, because I'm going to blast them too. To the person who said, woo, it's so sad that a woman can have video evidence and still won't be believed. It's very sad. Here's what I'm going to tell y'all.
Wow.
This happened right after you pled guilty to harassing for the second time. I went straight to the attorney. He was still in there with the judge. And I said it loud enough for her to hear. And I told him what just happened. The city attorney said, go file a police report. That's a new charge. I said, bet. I go file the police report. I book an appointment with the magistrate. Okay. I show the magistrate video. Okay. I show the magistrate this video. I explained to the magistrate the day that it happened, right? We just had walked out of court. Today is when it has happened, period. Okay. All of that, the day I filed the police report. Okay. Do y'all know he still didn't issue a warrant? The magistrate, it's like 2 of them, I think, maybe 3. He said he don't hear a threat. Okay. But one thing I'm going to do is have that paper trail. But I will say this, how I felt once I left. And I said, I have the funds to pay for security, okay? But I said, for all the women out here across the country that are dealing, I understand. I understand. And I literally said, I told Jason,
the live is slowing down to keep up the latency. So it's going to make her voice sound deeper because it's slowing down, just so we're clear.
We need some more women. I stood in front of that magistrate and showed you the video and even said the city attorney has the timestamp of the time everything happened outside that courthouse, and there are cameras, and he's going to be prepared to pull them. We already talked about it. The city attorney told me to come down here, file this report, and come see y'all. Told him that. Showed him the video. And that man, that white man said, I didn't hear a threat.
Martell says in the video, it's over now. Oh, yeah, it's over now. You and your boyfriend, it's over now. Now, it can be taken 2 ways. In one vein, you could think he meant the court case is over now. Yeah, it's over now. The court case over now. My probation over now. You know what I'm saying? But that still can be considered a threat because it feels like you're saying it's over now, like it's over for y'all. Like now I'm about to go ham because it's over for y'all. Like that's another way that can be taken. So the judge not hearing a threat feels like laziness. I don't care. It's a black woman. You know, I don't feel like that's good enough, even though this is the, this is the 2nd, 3rd, 4th time this woman ain't been up here about this man. Because what it feels like is repeatedly this escalation that we've been talking about since like what? I feel like we've been talking about this escalation with him for a long time now. Like since he recorded her when she was on that date one time, it feels like an escalation every time you turn around. And a lot of times black women will end up dead because nobody did anything when they went to the police. And then when they call their little brothers to come around, y'all be mad talking about why you ain't call the police. And that's why I don't care about the lives of men, specifically men that do this type of shit. And I say specifically men because you are the stronger individual and you know that you are using your privilege as a man to exact, harassment and horror on really your victim who you've decided that you are going to intentionally harass and obstruct.
No matter harassing, threatening, I took it as a threat. I took it as a threat. Because what does that mean? Oh, it's over with now. Oh, it's over with now. What does that mean? And mind you, y'all, this is to somebody who don't bother nobody. I don't be checking for them folks. I don't care. I ain't trying to be funny, y'all. Y'all can call me thinking I'm this, that, and the other, whatever you want to call it. But I don't be seeing these folks. I don't be checking for these folks. I don't be caring nothing about these things. Okay. Period.
Yeah,
I do not.
It's not given that the law is on Katie's side. Okay. It's really not giving that, y'all. That's a movie reference. I'm sorry. The law is not on women's side. The way Katie, the law is always on your side. It was not. Not in real life to little Amanda Seals when she played the role, and not right here in grown up life. Not on the damn listen, not on the movie A Cop and a Half, girl. Nowhere.
Let me show them again. Somebody wanted to see excited for him because they felt like, oh, yay, 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 yay. But look at your boy. Look at your boy. Make a video now. Make a video now. Please make it. Be honest. Keep it above. Why you didn't leave that girl alone when you pled guilty? Quit bothering her. Make a video now. Stand on business, Black woman. Stand on business. Now let me play the video again.
How you doing? Fix your face, fix your hair at the same time. Don't be looking at me like that. It's over with now.
Who are
It's
you?
over with now. Both y'all. Oh, I'm not talking to you.
Oh, I thought you said. Who you talking to? Who you talking to?
No, I said it's over with now.
Both of y'all. Who is both of y'all?
You and your man, Jason. You and your man. Your boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
Jason, your boyfriend.
Now, mind you, I think, he's driving. Ariane is in the passenger seat of the car while he's doing all of this. You have no self-esteem as a woman if you are okay with that. Because to me, when a man is doing that type of shit, it's two things that you need to be worried about. He still is obsessed with his ex. And he's crazy enough to harass a woman once it's over, meaning that he will then turn and harass you when you decide. And when he decides. And Mel did say that there was a situation that Ariane posted about where Martell came to pick the baby up. She puts the baby outside on the porch, closed the door, and Martell is knocking at the front door and then goes to the back and is knocking at that door. I don't recall. Y'all know I try to stay out of the fray when it comes to Love and Marriage Huntsville and all of the mess that happens. Because, ma'am, I don't have enough energy for how much shit comes up when it comes to this show behind the scenes. So I let all of them, let all of them other people go to them, girl. Don't come here. But one of the first things she's been on since I got up this morning. She's been on live since I got up this morning. Okay, so I was just like, I'm gonna come to y'all with it. We'll pop it off with this because this is new information. This is developing story. This happened last week. Okay, and it is definitely given, even with this lady not being on the show, the same shit is happening behind the scenes.
That's the end of the video. Recording me, talking to me, all of that. Okay,
Instead of going home.
Instead of going home saying thank you God. Thank you, God. I ain't
Instead of
go to
going
jail
home.
today.
That
Thank
was
you, God. I ain't go to jail
That
today.
shit was intentional. Oh, that
It wasn't intentional. It was definitely intentional.
Who is he?
Definitely intentional.
Went down.
The bird is slow. Ain't no way. That's what I'm saying. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
That's what I
Ain't
want to know.
no way. Ain't no way. And I'm just saying, if you out here caping for this foolishness, if you was caping when I allowed him to take a plea deal to take off the DV so we could think everybody's going to move forward, move along, keep it moving, co-parent these kids. And then this joker got right outside the courthouse and acted a fool. Actually, before he got outside the courthouse, they started. He and Bird.
Yes, she explained prior that when she was standing at the elevator, he came and walked and stood right in front of her while she was standing at the elevator. And I don't know about y'all, but that is literally one of the most annoying things to me. One of the most annoying things to me is when you are standing somewhere and somebody comes stand directly in front of you as if you aren't standing there. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but that has been done to me before. And I hate when people do that. Like, I really do. So that's what Martell and Ariane did to her while she was getting on the elevator to leave the courthouse. And then at some point when they are getting out of the elevator, right before the doors open, like literally the doors are about to open, Ariane says, and she messing with a married man, talking about the security guard. And so Mel is like, bitch, what the fuck you said? And start to go off. And then her security is like, hey, Mel, not at the courthouse, not at the courthouse. And Mel says that it's interesting that she showed up to the courthouse because she don't never show up somewhere where they could actually fight, like at her kids' practices and games and shit, where we out here with all of this space, air, and opportunity. But to me, it seems as if they were trying to invoke some response from her at the courthouse.
Needed that day. I needed that day. And just so happened we go sit down and eat, and you end up describing the boy that was out there secretly recording or pretending to be on his phone or whatever. I didn't even see him. Jason's phone, I ain't see him.
But see, I was warned. Your cousin had warned. She said, "Oh boy," I said, "Wow, this about to be."
I think it's interesting. This is kind of, there's a pattern that's been happening in my mind when it comes to encountering people who want to pull you down to their level. And when we say this, you think it's so cliche. They just trying to pull you down to their level. But that's literally what people will do. When you carry yourself a certain way, people are always going to be trying to invoke anger in you. And I don't understand why. I am this type of personality. I guess because I don't realize how stoic I come off to people, because I am very like expressive, but I am stoic in real life, right? And so there's a level of my stoicism that makes people feel like if they're getting a response out of me, there's an excitement in that. And because it's hard to get me angry about a lot of things, because I'm a Gemini. I can wrap my mind around most things and extract my feelings from them, right? Where I can look at the situation and take my feelings out of it and just kind of look at the situation without thinking about how it affects me. Because of that, I think people really love to test me a lot because I kind of come off a certain way. It's like they want to see you pull yourself down. And I do believe, and I do think this is specifically these types of personalities. They are often antagonistic, severely insecure, and always looking for a moment to bait someone that they actually admire into some type of fight or argument that will pull that person down, so where they could feel like, see, now you on my level. See, you thought you was better than me, but look at you acting just like I'm acting right now. That's the mentality. And to be honest, it's so funny for me because I feel like when I was growing up, because I had to deal with that type of energy from people so much, I learned how to ignore people. Like I could literally look past the person and act like they're not there. Like it is a special gift for me. Okay. But the thing I realized about this is that when you are somebody that can really just ignore people's energy, they will keep trying to get a response. And then your ego will kick in, right? My ego, because I'm like, wait, do you think I'm somebody that you could play with like this? Is that what you think? Do you think my non-response means that I'm a punk? Because I hope you don't think that. I hope you don't think that. It's not a punk thing. It is a literal, I can feel you wanting my energy and me refusing to give it to you. Like if I can ignore you, then I will. I will. And at some point, I've started to do it to the point that I could see it upsetting people even more. The fact that I do not respond to the antagonistic shit that they be trying to do. And I'm like, why do I keep experiencing this? Like random people I grew up with, friends, like family, like just in general, feeling like people are trying to antagonize me. And it feels odd. And I just be wanting to know, like, what it like, bitch.
Interesting.
What? What she talking about caring and loving and wanting you back? We don't want it. Okay? We don't want it.
Okay.
Period. So.
Let me see. Is there anything else? We're gonna move on.
And then.
Okay, and that's the sign for us to move on because I can't deal with no music. All right, y'all. Well, that's the beginning of the live. Welcome, everybody. We 30 minutes in. What's up? What it is, yo? Oh, what's up? What's up? Them guns broke off. Oh, yeah. Give me your number and I'll follow that ass in the mall, take you home, let you juggle my balls. Why to tear down yo? Oh yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. It's the intro song. What's the business, baby? Listen, that's how it feels. Okay, that's how it feels to me. Okay, what's up, girl? We're back for another one. Starting this shit off right with mess. All right. Now listen, that was, that was a little Love and Marriage Huntsville shit. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I do want to get off into some New Orleans shit before we hop into the rest of the topics. And I have a plethora of things I've listed above and so many other things, but I really want to get into some New Orleans mess for y'all because I know y'all remember, if y'all been watching me, I have been informing y'all on the ignorant people that are involved in city politics down here in New Orleans, okay? And let me preface this with saying I do not like to, in general, talk about New Orleans shit because New Orleans is an unreal place, meaning that people will unalive you. People will unalive you, girl, for saying stuff that they don't like. And so because of that, you know, people be wanting to fight you all the time. Like, I'm one of them people that grew up experiencing, I might have been looking in a bitch direction. What you looking at, ma'am? Ma'am? Okay. And somebody said, I saw a video where somebody said it's because, no, it wasn't somebody, it was Jay-Z. Jay-Z said he experienced that a lot growing up. And what he realized is because whoever has that issue is because they don't want to be seen. There's something about them that they are trying to hide. And they think if you looking at them, you know what I'm saying, that you could see what it is that they're trying to hide. No, baby, I am not here. Shout out to Super and her old man, because I saw that they got married. She looked very, very beautiful. My God, today. Very beautiful. The natural hair look, the dress, the you know, different outfits, the location, they looked beautiful. Okay. It looked like a beautiful wedding. And they were brought into the bullshit because, like a lot of New Orleans people, they have domestic violence situations that have taken place and gone public between the two of them. And so Byron decided to bring this shit up and say, you know, hey, I'm not as bad. I'm not, listen, I'm just like Super in them. Nigga, please. You're not like Super in them. You're not like Super in them. You not, son. You not like nobody else running around these streets. And the fact that, and this is how you know this is misogyny in New Orleans. New Orleans is a place that, even though it is very progressive in certain mindsets, it is very regressive in though it is crazy how people have these conflicting ideals as a way of life, period. But just specifically down here, it's extreme, right? It's very, very extreme. And so I feel like the misogyny here is that if you messy Maya and you are feminine, bisexual, and flip between personalities and genders and all of this shit, then you can get murdered on a street corner at your fucking baby shower because you ribbed the wrong person. Allegedly, possibly, we don't know. But we know they killed Cool. We know they killed Messy Maya. And a lot of us felt like it was because he was talking about shit in the city, going around the city, ribbing the shit out of people. And listen, when you rib very well, my God, today. Right? So if you a femme, like Messy Maya was, then they'll kill you. If you're a woman like me, they might try to jump you, shank you, whatever, because you said some shit, right? But if you a man like Byron Cole, you could literally walk around the fucking city accosting everybody you see. Now, I'm one of the people that really do not like the gentrification of New Orleans in a manner of y'all come down here and try to change how we live because it's an inconvenience to you. But this is how we live. So if the way we live here is an inconvenience to you, this is not the place for you to live. Take your ass on somewhere else. But New Orleans people are very hyper aware of people coming into New Orleans, realizing that they like it because it's fun. But then when they decide they want to live here, they want to try to create levels of, you know, uniformity that just don't go down here. Okay. So I personally try to stay out of the shit, but it is so in my DNA, in my blood, to care about what happens in New Orleans. Okay. Now y'all know I live in JP. So this ain't my battle, right? The battle is not yours. It's the Lord's. Okay. There's no sadness. Jesus can heal, and there is no sorrow. I'm sorry. I just be having to remind people sometimes because y'all be forgetting who the fuck I am because of how how my mentality has grown about these things, but y'all forget who the fuck I am. Okay. Every school I went to, except for 2 schools, were religious-centered schools. Grew up in a Catholic church, went to a Lutheran school, went to a Catholic high school, and then, you know, the whole getting kicked out for being gay shit. Then I go to Easton public school. Thank God. Rest and reprieve. Oh no, Hurricane Katrina. Now I'm going to a white school. People calling each other nigga. It ain't that many niggas around. Very, very alarming. My life. But I love New Orleans. I love my home, but they do us dirty every time. And one thing I don't like about, because I don't know Byron. But when I was at the card game, okay, I went down to the card game with my mama and them this weekend. I had a great time. Shout out to all my aunties and everybody that was down to the card game, okay? And we was talking, and my cousin, and we was talking about this situation because it had just happened that morning, right? And from what I understand, New Orleans people, from what I understand, Royce is y'all guy. From what I understand, Royce Duplessis is y'all guy. Not Helena Moreno, and it's not Helena Moreno because she white. No, it's because we tired of you Democrats that's really Republicans. And from what I understand, Helena Moreno is giving Democrat that's really a Republican. And as we've seen with our governor, that's not working out real well for us at all. Okay. I honestly, when I tell y'all, they constantly putting people that look like my bosses, you know, Luigi and them, like everybody looks suspect to me. Okay. New Orleans politics. Okay. Royce is running for mayor of New Orleans. Now, when I say I live in JP, that means I live in another parish. Orleans Parish is one parish. The outskirts of Orleans Parish is JP. Okay. I stay in JP. So I don't have to vote for the New Orleans mayor. Okay. But I'm glued in because I'm from there. Okay. That's where I'm from. We literally on the outskirts, and everybody knows what happens in New Orleans affects what happens everywhere else. It is what it is. Okay. So Royce is your guy, from what I understand. Byron is somebody that has consistently tried to get into politics, but he has no real education, it seems, no decorum, no couth, no self-discipline. New Orleans men have a tendency to believe that their recklessness is something to be seen as a virtue, and it's not. Your inability to control yourself is not a good thing. Your inability to have couth is not a good thing. Your inability to not look like a crackhead. I ain't call you a crackhead. I said you look like one. Your inability to show up in a responsible, healthy manner means that nobody gives a fuck about how Byron Cole feels about politics. So now Byron has decided to take this shit to the internet and just be doing messy stunt and show clout like shit. And so he showed up. Okay, and shout out, I can't remember who it was, y'all, because y'all know, charge it to my head and not my heart. Okay, who it was? Let me see. Yeah. Riley. Me and Riley went to school together. Riley knew the church. I didn't know the church, but I know the church's daughter because me and the church's daughter went to school together, and I really, you know, she was very, very cool. I always remember the people that was nice to me. She was nice to me. Okay, so this is her daddy's church. My comment was just that the pastor knew what was going on because you could hear the pastor's sermon getting more upset. Okay, let's listen.
Don't you know I'm your child?
You bold, son.
You know
You bold enough to come sit in my church where I've been all my life? You bold, son. Yeah, a man that lied to me. You bold, Royce. You bold, Royce.
Come on. Listen, if when I tell y'all the way black women do not know how to take their rightful place, and I'm talking about New Orleans women. I specifically watch how often New Orleans women have to come in and administer this type of child rearing to adult men. Like this happens all, yes, it's very much, and I know what it is. I know what it is because you want to try to keep them calm and all of that. But what I recognize is personalities like that, you can't respond to them like that because they don't listen to none of that. They don't listen to none of that. So I personally feel like, some other things might need to take place.
You bold, Royce. Don't do that. Oh, 1,000 viewers, Royce.
Oh my God. At the church, y'all. He is in church on live with a black and mild in his hand, trying to antagonize this man on the front pew of a church. Now, let me tell you something. What I was about to say about agreeing with Byron about one thing is that I do not like the way politicians show up in churches as a way of, advertisement for themselves. It doesn't mean that these men are not involved in church in some type of way, because a lot of them pay tithes. A lot of them do certain things, but they're not in every church service. And I don't really care for them to be in every church service if that's not what you want to do. But it often feels like a performance when people do this during, the political times, when it's time to start gearing up for a vote. Campaigning, people always put their nice suit on, get their family, and go sit in the first few pews of a goddamn church. And what I would like for y'all to do is sit y'all ass in the back. Sit your ass in the back and stop coming here so you could be a showman's piece to sell these people on your vote. I don't like it. I really don't. And that's before Byron. At my church, St. Peter Claver, I have seen it happen many a time because I was in a choir, or I danced in liturgical, or I was a part of the youth group. I would be in my church back in the day, enough to know that certain people were not there until it was time for them to get your vote. I do not like the connection between politics and the black church anymore. I recognize that back in the day, it was a safe space because that was the only place white people would in general leave black people alone, is in church, because they understood their Bible was in there. So whatever work was done, it was going to be done through that Bible. Like, that's no disrespect to y'all. I love y'all for real. But then white people left y'all alone inside of churches because they knew that the book that y'all were in there following and going into and all, they knew that was the brainwashing that they needed to do to y'all to where y'all would become a natural mechanism of destroying yourselves. That's why they didn't bother you. They cut that Bible up. They gave it to y'all and said, yeah, go in there and read our Bible. Go in there and soak up our God. So when y'all come back out, y'all will act accordingly. So yeah. I'm not a big fan of how all of that is put together. But for Byron to do this, it is given desperate. And another thing, New Orleans people, I am very much tired of everybody bringing up Mama D's name the way y'all do. I did not know Mama D is a recent patron New Orleans saint. The lady recently passed away. I just know that she was always involved in a lot of shit. Used to be down there to my uncle's house. Okay. And a lot of the people in the New Orleans, in the community, they know Mama D from Mama D's advocacy. She will be down there to the city council meetings too. So he follows in his mom's footsteps, but I don't believe with the same level of integrity. That's what it seemed like.
He's able to deliver you out of all your troubles.
You lied to me.
That's Joe.
You lied to me. You lied to my face.
He'll be with you. In 7, you'll no wise forsake.
Amen.
In 7, there shall no evil touch you.
You have no character, no moral fiber.
Oh, wow.
You're sitting here and lying in this church. You lied to my face and to Arthur.
God be with us on Sunday, but we don't really want to see him on Monday. But we need him on Monday.
And agonize the piss out this man, y'all.
And without the presence of a thorn in our life,
a crook, a criminal, and a liar.
Causes us to depend.
Shoot, Royce not gonna win. Wait till Mandy and Landry and them get done with Royce.
And this is the funny part to me. This is how you could tell it's not about being black. That's how you could tell that it's not about being black. Like, not for real. It's just hater shit. You want it to be you. And so you stand on your soapbox and talk about black people this and black people that. Everybody black ain't every skin folk ain't
And that's one of the great paradoxes of Scripture. Scripture is filled with paradoxes. But
you got your cars out there blocking the traffic in the street, just double park. That's the kind of mayor you would want to be.
In the Sermon on the Mount, we call it the Beatitudes. He said, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of Christ."
He okay.
That gives us purpose.
He know not to make this more than it is. He okay.
Yo, this is so much. Yo, this is so fighting words right here.
In my church, and I ain't said a cuss word.
Peter's memory of his denial of Jesus always kept.
And people record my church every day. It's my first
David's
ever.
memory of Uriah's nerve.
And y'all, he would troll city council meetings. That's, you know what I mean? He in there just screaming shit.
It kept his mind stayed and dependent upon God.
On God.
They're gonna give you leave a message and we'll get back.
This is why though.
Just to be clear, this is not my church. And I do believe that this is Byron's church, but he don't be in that church just as much as fucking Royce probably don't be in that church.
Oh, this is Labor Day weekend. You know you ain't getting back to me, but God will get back to you. God will get back to you.
God will get back to you. Listen, I don't know whether that's a threat or not.
Thorns keep us spiritually dependent upon God. And without thorns, we would
Listen, this is
video.
Hold up.
My church every Sunday. I've been watching this people video every Sunday.
You done fixed my life. Look at God. I got a roof over my head. I was on the highway 20 years ago. Didn't know which way to go.
Okay.
Look at God.
Yeah, that's Royce.
Hallelujah.
You see them devil horns?
You get a better understanding of sufficiency.
Bruh, let me hear what Royce got to say.
I want to make our city an easier place to live.
No way.
It's time to turn the page on the chaos and the division and go to
Not when you got spears with you. You got spears with you. We know what that is.
Byron, how you do that in church, man? Don't do that.
in the house of the Lord, those who still seek to divide us. That lets you know what we are up against.
You lied to me and the judge. You lied to me and the judge.
You can't do that.
I'm gonna have my seat.
Yes, have it. Have two of them.
Out of respect for this church, I want y'all to know this is what we are dealing with.
Yeah.
Talk about those thoughts, but we're gonna choose him.
Yeah. Amen. Amen. Amen.
He is great. And I'm grateful for his mercy. I'm running from there because I want to make our city an easier. I'm grateful for his blessing.
Amen.
I ask you all to continue to follow him. Thank you all. Keep us lifted up. We have an important election coming up. I know y'all gonna do the right thing. Thank you, Pastor. We love you.
No Royce.
Thank you so much.
Now listen. They better use this. They better use this because I think it said a lot about Royce's sense of self that he did not ask Byron to go outside. Because the nigga in me wanted him to say, you know what, Byron, after church, we can have a conversation right outside, brother. But until then, we're going to let everybody continue this beautiful church service in the morning. Like the way I would have softly threatened that nigga holding the mic in the Lord's house. The way I would have walked out that damn church and took it with the jacket off, with the baby, hold my jacket for me. Walk outside. Nigga, you want to have a conversation? No, I'm not saying he need to fight him. You ain't got to fight him, but we can have a conversation outside the jailhouse. I'm going to tell you, I don't think Byron is about that life because I think Byron is an alcoholic. Okay? I think Byron is an alcoholic. So I don't think he have the strength to beat this man's ass, to be honest. I don't think he's healthy enough based on what I've seen him sweating in his house and stuff. Nigga look malnourished, not too healthy. Him nor the woman that he must be sliding up and down and up against all the time. Okay? Him and that lady that look unwell. All right? But from what my people say, and I'm telling y'all right now, I'm not glued in, but I do trust my people. I trust my cousin. And my cousin said that Royce is your candidate. Royce is who y'all need to be rolling with. Okay? And honestly, for Royce to be able to handle this type of nigga shit in the Lord's house, I definitely feel like y'all need to go on down there and give Royce y'all a vote, because my God today. All right. So New Orleans people, that was for y'all. That was for my New Orleans. And people just as messy. We love messy. You know, we love mess, y'all. Okay. So speaking of, this is another thing.
Okay.
Hold up. Kev 2 saying this is true that they come for Byron. They're going to come for one of us. Niggas is being, cause like niggas is whole tip talking about Byron is necessary. No, he is not. He's not necessary. The fuck is you talking about? And talking about y'all better remember Dr. King, Malcolm X. You mean them educated, well put together brothers that were curated by some gay niggas? Stop it. I'm sorry, but y'all do know that the people that curated the civil rights movement was like women and gay men. And yeah, don't get me wrong, there were men involved, but the way y'all try to like leave out the gay men and the black women that were really writing some of the speeches and helping curate the image that was required in order for them to do it. Listen, to me, even within the civil rights movement, there has always been a level of we are going to exploit those of us that we refuse to acknowledge. And I don't really appreciate that. But I am really tired of whenever somebody is simply a loud contrarian, y'all want to make it seem like that person is a fucking revolutionary. They are not. Is my comment in here? I might have commented on something else. Byron is not a fucking revolutionary. He's an angry, contrarious drunk. And if he actually gave a fuck, maybe he would have, I don't know, gotten his life together. Because you can't walk around screaming and hollering like a fucking imbecile and think somebody need to trust city government with you. We can't even trust the niggas that act like they got some sense. And you want us to trust you that is obviously malnourished of decency? My God, today. And then, of course, Helena Moreno gets up here and uses the situation.
Hey, everyone. Yes, I have seen the Byron video.
And that is not how you act. We know, Helena. We know. So a lot of them are going for Helena. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I don't think so. My cousin said no. My cousin said the people that she cool with, the people that she really, get down with, we know what that means. And the person that I'm talking about is actually involved in city government. I'm not taking an opinion from just somebody on the street. I'm taking an opinion from somebody that actually works in city government. And they say they don't trust her neither. They say they don't trust her either. Child, not they restored Lincoln Beach and y'all closed it. Anyway, y'all, this is what I wanted to show y'all before we move up off of this, because I thought this was hilarious. Oh, they was tearing her ass up? Okay. Y'all, this is hilarious. Y'all, why they turned it into this? Oh my God. The wood tip is a paid actor. I cannot stand y'all. Okay, wait, hold up. Our next mayor. Okay, what they saying in the comments? I see a lot of good shit in the comments. Okay, here go some people in the comments with some paragraphs. The Candidates Association's merit scrutiny, okay, which means who they fucking with matters. As some supporters exhibit treacherous, dishonest, and manipulative tendencies, this raises concerns about her potential leadership as mayor, particularly if she neglects to scrutinize her campaign team. It is essential to recognize that not all supporters are beneficial. Her policy priorities often fail to address the city's pressing needs. This is what I was hearing, y'all, down to the call game. New Orleans faces significant economic challenges, and its communities suffer from inadequate resources, including housing and education. The city's poverty rate is concerning, and job opportunities are limited. While her advocacy for women's and trust me, we are the largest depleting city currently, because people are picking up and moving out. And I told y'all what we about to do, right? Oh, all right. Anyway, because I love us for real, but I don't want to live this hard no more, girl. I've been living this hard for a long time, girl. I'm okay. I could go. I could leave, okay? And maybe if y'all get some fucking infrastructure that can withstand the climate changes, you know. Somebody said that's the reason why our energy bill is so high, is because they refuse to believe in the fact that the earth is heating up. As far, as not to give allowance and make concessions for that. They disgusting, girl. The city's poverty rate is concerning, and job opportunities are limited. While her advocacy for women's liberation, domestic violence legislation, and justice for families affected by violence is commendable, her stance on infrastructure development, poverty reduction, and job creation is uncertain. Given the president's policies aimed at disadvantaged communities, a critical evaluation of her platform is necessary. I believe her supporters often demonstrate biased judgment, and we should demand a mayor who aligns with the city's values. I'm definitely going to take that comment right there. That's the comment I want right there. That's what I heard. And that's why I ain't, I ain't for whatever, I ain't got a vote, so it ain't on me. Child. I add this when LaToya wanted to give them a lesson on Helen and make sure that they were properly compensated. So the idea is that, okay. So the idea, and I don't know if this is true, right? But the idea is that some of the content creators are being paid. Some of the content creators are being paid. That's the word on the curb. I don't know if that's true, child. But thank y'all so much for joining me for today's New Orleans People Conversations. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay. Until next time for New Orleans People Conversations. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into it. Karen. Okay. Listen, Karen walked out of jail. Okay. Karen walked out of jail like she had a briefcase full of money. Okay. Oh, welcome back. She could barely walk in them fucking heels, and she got on booty shorts and tights. Child, Karen wanted y'all to know that she was down to the yard when she was in prison. Down to the yard. Okay? Fresh out, girl. Look at the flip, the hair, the makeup. Yes, honey. Yes, I wish you could walk in those fucking shoes. Yeah. But I'm going to tell y'all something. I pray to look this good naturally when I get that age. Okay? I pray that as long as you know what I'm saying? I'm working out right after this. All right. I'm a day late, but I'm not $1 short, bitch. I'm starting the 25 and 25 challenge. Shout out to LASHAE. Just move supplements down below in the description box. Okay. This video, why they posted it like this was her getting out of jail, girl? Listen, that's why I thought, because she looked like she had some clothes on, girl. I saw the first video and then I saw this video. So that's why I thought that was the video, girl. I still wish she could have walked in them shoes, but this is Karen. Freedom. Freedom. I can't move. Freedom. Well, you say. Listen. Karen. All right. Okay. Now I see. Karen, girl, now with a do-rag on her head, bitch. Listen, I cannot wait to get Karen's prison stories. I'm telling y'all right now, Karen had a clique. Karen had a girlfriend in prison. Okay. The girls love Karen, probably sitting on the floor, listening to her tell stories about her life down to the farm and then with the Black Bill Gates. And then probably telling them the tea about the hoes from Real Housewives of Potomac and what really was going on there. Let me tell you. Do you have my commissary? Do you have my commissary? All right, come in, sit down. I'll tell you what happened. So, Giselle thought she was going to get the best of me. Okay, but she had another thing coming because I reminded her, the sing line. Yes, she didn't know who she was messing with. And see, when I get out and back on the show, they don't know who they're messing with this time. Okay, because now I got what my prison girls taught me. Hey. Listen, girl, shout out to Dominique Morgan. Imagine, bitch, imagine the stories we're about to get about prison times with Karen. Prison times with Karen. I cannot wait. I cannot wait, girl.
Any messages for your fans, Karen?
No, Karen don't want y'all to see her. Karen don't want y'all. That's why y'all couldn't see her. Y'all saw that shot. No, y'all can't see Karen yet. Karen got to go down and get everything redone. She got to go get lashes. She got to go get a wig. She got to go get a little bit of boop, 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 boop. She got to go get a facial. She got to go get some hydro facial so that everything could plump back up. She has to go get herself Real Housewives ready before you hoes gonna see her. But she did come to us with a message, okay? Where is it at? Karen Hugar first tweet. I'm back. Giselle Bryant, get ready, bitch. My God, today. Wait. My God, today. I can't wait. Karen, bitch, I will listen. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back for Karen. Okay. Whenever Karen comes back, I will be back. Okay. I'm gonna come back because I want to see what's going to happen. Okay. I want to see. I want to know. And I'll be there. Okay. But yes, no, I can pretty much imagine how Karen was going in on Giselle's ass down to the prison. Oh, girl. Girl. And all right, y'all. So that's what's up. Karen's out of jail. We happy for Karen. Can't wait to see how she gonna pop out and show niggas. Let's see where I wanna go here. Okay, y'all. So first of all, Brittany Renner has been free from the confines of Islam. She is now free and popping cooch. Okay, we are back to popping cooch. All right, the Lord is not done with her yet. Apparently, Brittany Renner and her mother got into an altercation with her baby daddy. And people was in the comments like, what you mean, a mama who she don't like? Well, yeah, girl. Sometimes I think it's so weird the way y'all think just because people have like tumultuous relationships with their mama, that mean they just gonna never be around their mama. Like, it's the way these people break up to make up, and that's all we do. Yeah, 'cause you love me. Do you hate me? It's a game of ooh.
Okay, hold on, pause. This is what we're not doing. So every time that he does this, I'm gonna record this because that's not okay. I'm just letting you know. No, the thing is, this is the third time he's done it. This is the third time he's done it. He doesn't want to go with you. So actually show up and do something then with him. Because he does this every time. No, it's not. No, it's
see, I don't like that. I don't like none of what's going on right now because she's trying to make it a moment because the cameras are there. She's obviously making this a moment because cameras are there. I don't know who's recording. Okay. But what I do know is when he said it's because y'all baby him, that's not why. That's not why. And I feel like even though, in general, Brittany ain't shit. Like, please don't misunderstand me. What I feel like what's happening right here is you're not around enough. And so when you come to pick up the baby like, I don't know this nigga. But I also feel like that happens sometimes because babies don't want to leave their mama. Because I used to do that almost every morning when my mama would drop. And y'all, this is how you know my memory is ridiculous. Okay. I remember when I was like that age, preschool, before I started I was in preschool, meaning that I was in preschool by the age of 5. Okay. So between the ages of 2 and 4, My mom would drop me off by my grandmother's house. I would cry every time my mama dropped me off because I wanted my mama. But what would happen? I would cry. They would lay me down on my grandma's bed. I would go to sleep. I would wake up and then I would be happy that I was with my grandma because now me and my grandma about to, drink coffee. And I would wake up right around a time where The Price is Right will come on. The Price is Right will come on and I will wake up and we would have our coffee, bread, and butter, and then everything would be fine. So I'm feeling two ways about this. Yes, kids just be like that sometimes. They cry, and y'all, the fact that I can actually remember, like I remember what it would feel like, and I remember how it kept happening over and over again where I would be upset. And then I would cry and I would fall asleep and then I would wake up and everything would be okay. Like that happened repeatedly for a little while until I got accustomed to being at my grandmother's house. And I was just always by my grandmother's house and now I'm not crying anymore. But I also feel like Brittany hiding behind Islam was crazy work. Was it? See, I personally feel like she's not doing anything different than the rest of y'all do. Like, I don't think she's doing anything different than what the rest of y'all do. Like, everybody seeks and searches for religion, especially when they have a loss and sense of self. When they have had some type of ego death, thinking about the way she was living her life before she converted, she needed to do something because she was, you know what I mean? But I think in general, most people hide behind religion. Most people use religion as both a shield and as a weapon against other people. But she was seeking yes, but that's what most women are doing. Most of y'all are down to the church because y'all are praying for a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to judge her, but I'm not going to judge her in a way that I feel like what she doing is so out of the ordinary. And, like y'all say, oh, it's wild, it's crazy work. No, it's not. It's actually the norm. It's the norm of what people do. Nah, she did that for dick. I do it for sanity. I think that's very interesting, right? Because you know your personal situation, like how your mind works and what goes on with you. So that's great. But essentially, most women are down to a church asking God to send them the right man. That could not be you. But that is what religion kind of does to most people. It gives them a place to run and hide when they can't figure out how to deal with their shit. Because God will handle it. It allows them to not have to actually deal with what they need to do. It's not like Christianity being as fluid. No, it's not. But a lot of men do it. Like, so here, like for example, right, Sierra's prayer, that's another example. But for instance, men who get into Islam, do y'all really think that, first of all, it's being done for a plethora of reasons, right? They do need structure. They do need the discipline. They do need the self-validation that religion provides, okay? Most humans are in need of things that religion provides. And because we live in this very empty, vapid, capitalist society, there is no other place to get what people need that they get out of religion, okay? But what I'm saying is I have at large seen a lot of men, Black men specifically, get involved in Islam so that they can have control of women on top of getting all of those other things that religion provides, right? So when we talk about Brittney, I do feel like we run to dehumanize her in a way of, oh, she did everything for a man, as if most women don't do everything for a man in some respect. She just does it in a way that is just out, like she taking her L's in public, basically. You know what I'm saying? Now, I want us to, to not be so dehumanizing when it comes to women doing certain things, because when we remind ourselves that men do these same things and we don't look at them that way. Like, y'all don't really judge, you know, the men in Islam, y'all just doing that so y'all can control a woman. That's what I say. But most people do not feel that way. They actually think it's a good sign for them niggas to go and find some type of discipline that they asses didn't have before. And I think it's the same thing for her. I think a lot of women, especially in our day and age, have been raised to be male-centered, which means that they think like men. You know what I'm saying? And in thinking like men, you will then do things that men do. Like when your life is out of control and you need something to ground you, you go and find religion, right? But if you still not dealing with the things that you need to deal with to heal yourself and move forward, religion is only going to hide, yes, but it'll also kind of like validate the bullshit if you are not careful. That's why you have to be so critical of religion, because it's a slippery slope into abandoning the work you actually have to do, because people tell you God will handle it all on, you know, God will handle it. Yes, God will handle it, but you also have to be putting in work, right? You have to be doing something. Yeah, but let's continue on with this video. But the only reason I wanted to say that is because I feel like, yes, Brittany is so problematic, yes, but she is no different than most of these niggas. Like, that's what I'm saying.
It's not. It ain't because anybody babysitting. Here, give him his bag and stuff.
That's terrible. 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, no, it's not that at all. No, it's not. Yeah, I will, but I'm telling you right now. Okay, hold on, cars.
Right. And I am more of a principles type of person, right? I don't get caught up in the wrapping paper. I get caught in like, what are specifically the things that you're requiring of me? What does all of this mean for me? And that comes back to like principles.
And it's up with me. Just know that it's up.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
I didn't stutter.
I didn't hear you say it again.
Suck my dick.
If you had one, maybe I would. Pussy ass
Hey, you
bitch.
wish I would,
Pussy ass. What the fuck you looking at? Get your bitch ass out my driveway, ho.
You don't pay for shit.
Fuck you. You don't pay for shit either. $170,000 to your hoe, but $11,000 in your son's bank account. $11,000 in your son's bank account, but $170 to that bitch. Get out the car. Get out the car. Get out the car. Come on.
Ooh, everybody's ignorant. Girl, everybody ignorant. Brittany and her mama ignorant. That nigga and his old lady ignorant. That poor baby. I feel so bad for that poor baby. I swear for God. Because to me, I feel like individually everybody's fucking up. Brittany, you making it a moment because the baby crying. You know it is what it is. The baby will be okay. You making it a moment for fucking what? Your mama. These braids, yeah, I know why you don't like her. I know why you don't like her. It's okay. Okay? It's okay. You got an ignorant white mama that, yeah, we know, girl. We know. That's why I be like trying not to go so hard on Brittany, because y'all got to remember like who people were as children. Who fucked them up first? How dire was the situation? Anybody growing up with a white trailer park mom that's a black kid, y'all, that is normally a fucked up situation for children to grow up in. I know people don't like to be for real, but the hood white mamas is sometimes the fucking worst. They are sometimes their daughters' biggest ops, because white women in general are ops a lot of the time. Not all y'all, not all of y'all, but a lot of y'all are ops, and y'all know y'all ops because I watch y'all on TikTok say how much y'all are ops to each other. Okay? So on that front, we see Brittany and her mama and y'all ignorant shit. Fine. But see that nigga and that girl, like, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I would not want my baby to go with that nigga or that girl. I'm sorry, y'all. If I was Brittany and that was my baby, I would not want my baby to go with that nigga or that lady. And I'm not saying that the baby is much better at her house, but it's the way I just don't trust people if they don't like the mama that they will treat the child right. Like I don't always trust that. And the way that girl, fuck you, bitch, like the way she was like, you real, I can see why you angry, but also, bitch, I don't know. And the way you suck my dick, suck my dick, bitch. And I'm like, okay, so that nigga slow. This bitch is angry. So you got a slow, angry couple with my toddler who look like me, and I know y'all don't like me. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Low key, it feel like Brittany putting 20 on 10 because she don't want her baby to go with y'all, and she trying to find a way to not have to send her baby with y'all. And sometimes I have to put myself in the shoes of single mothers and how everybody always expects single mothers to be like the bigger person, as far as you can always like disappoint my child and I'm not supposed to get angry. I'm supposed to just keep, giving you my child, even though you show up when you want to, even though the child, like I can understand. I could understand. I also feel like low key you was mad because he brought the girl and the girl was sitting in the car. So it's a lot of stupid shit going on here where I can see everybody being a problem and I just feel sorry for the baby. Okay, but let me read what was said. So after I dropped my phone, running to her side of the car, I was like, what you want to do? She swung on me. I was like, oh, that's what we're going to do? Got it. I'm more of a subduer, not a fighter. So you got your ass whooped. So I was trying to grab her hands, got close enough to pick her big ass up and body slam her to the ground. Really? Really, white mama? I wanted to see it. I had her pinned in her back. I was straddling her with my forearm on her throat. Oh, all right. Yeah, no, because real nigga shit, white women who do grow up, hood shit, trailer park shit, that be some big whiting bitches. Listen, some big fighting bitches, big white fighting bitches. Listen, she could be lying, but I have seen like the type. I had a girlfriend back in the day. Her and her mama looked like they was on some swoop shit. Okay. She lying? Okay, she lying. Thank y'all for that. Cause she telling the story like she was beating ass and I wanted to see it. Okay. So she ain't got hands, she's subduing. Like, yeah, a lot of people do that. They swoop you and then, pound on you. But if they can't like stand upright and hit you, pound for pound, move quick, then they're gonna try to swoop you. It's usually the best way to get a motherfucker down quick. Because once they on their back and they, just put on your weight on top of them. That's how they usually work. Anyway, I had her pinned in her back. I was straddling her with my forearm in her throat. Ain't gonna lie, at that point, it was me or you. And it wasn't gonna be me. I just kept pressing harder and harder. She clearly couldn't breathe. And PJ came and pulled me off of her. She got up and leaned against the truck trying to catch her breath. I don't know, y'all. That's what the mama said happened. I don't know what a video. In a newly surfaced video, Brittany and her mother are confronting PJ, claiming their son cries way too much when it's time to go with PJ. Brittany then begins to claim that PJ is seemingly absent, and that's why their son never wants to go with him. Also, daddies be like mean, y'all. Like, I hate to say it, like, but like, and I'm not saying mamas don't be mean, but like, if a man is not like usually caring for a toddler, I can see how the baby might be like, no, I don't want to go by them because that nigga don't like me. Okay, I don't know. It's I don't know, y'all. I don't know, but it's a possibility that the baby really don't want to go over there. You know what I mean? That be happening sometimes because they don't have a lot of patience. So when I see somebody that looks slow like the baby daddy, and I see somebody that look angry like the girlfriend, I do feel like there might be an air of neglect because it's Brittany baby. If 11K ain't enough, give him to the daddy. I don't know why y'all do that so much. I don't know why y'all do that. That I would implore y'all to just raise y'all's, shit a little bit more. Yeah, just a little bit. How old is that baby? That baby got to be a few years old, right? What's baby? At least 5 years old, right? Only having 11K in a savings account for a 5-year-old when you're a millionaire, no, that shows its irresponsibility. No, and I do feel like we just saw it with Shannon Sharp. It's a whole bunch of men out here that don't mind spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on women that they tricking on. But when it comes to doing things for their child, now all of a sudden you don't want to give your child too much. Y'all remember Shannon Sharp only wanted to spend 30, 40K on his daughter's wedding? Because then you got a budget when it comes to doing shit for your kids. You got a budget and think about how much money you need to use for all of the other shit that you got to do, right? I thought that wasn't, hold on, wait. I thought that was his wife. Oh, is that his wife? Okay, I didn't know whether it was a girlfriend or a wife, child. I don't keep up with these people. I don't know them. I don't care. But it does give, she might have been mad because you brought the wife. Like, who knows? She could normally show up and it wasn't about that. And Brittany was just upset about why my baby crying like this when my baby go with you? I feel like you're treating my baby bad. So yeah, I think it's a possibility either way. I think it's a possibility that Brittany could be putting 20 on 10. And I do think it's a possibility that that boy and his wife may not necessarily treat her baby all of that well. And that's why the baby don't want to go with him. And I do think that that's I think personally, I feel like when men have a lot of money and they don't invest in their children the way they invest in their leisure activities, like they'll spend more money on jewelry, they'll spend more money on clothes, they'll spend money on coochie, like they will spend heaps of money on shit that they want. But when it comes to their kids, now all of a sudden, the conversation goes into, oh, a child don't need all that. A child don't need all that. And I really don't like that. Child, the courts are already involved. The courts are already involved. But I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. But I'm sure, that God is good. Okay, so PJ with the message after the video went viral. God is good. I'm guessing he feels this way because most people were taking his side. Yeah, I'm sure most of the comments, they was itching for confrontation as soon as they opened that door. Brittany going outside, yeah. The comments are going to point out how, they're going to be mad at Brittany. They're always mad at Brittany. Honestly, sometimes I feel like it doesn't matter what happens. People are going to be against certain women, and Brittany Renner is one of those people, child. But that's that lady business. I told y'all she be wilding. Kimi Ken, thank you for the super chat. Is that the 20-year-old Brittany had the baby, or does she have more than one kid? No, she only has one kid, and that's him. He's still 20? Hold up. Girl, let me look it up. Brittany Renner, age. Okay. Baby, daddy, age. Okay. She's 33 and PJ is 27. So that is what, a 6-year difference? Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I'm gonna need for y'all to low-key stop. Because I feel like they over-exaggerated the age difference to make her look bad. Because to me, if we meet and he's 20 and you're 26, yeah, I'm gonna think you're trying to get him for a bag. Also, I don't care. Because he was trying to get you for coochie, so I don't understand. But 20 and 26 is not that bad to me. Like I'm not gonna look at that like, oh, he's some child she took advantage of when she's 26 and he's 20. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a big enough age difference for me. You know what I'm saying? Especially like right now, because there's not much difference to me between 27 and 33. Like for women, maybe. But and I'm saying maybe because I really don't feel like it's that difference. Y'all talking like she was 35 at the time, right? That's what I thought. I was like, bitch, let me look this shit up. Girl. Yeah, 20 and 26 is not that bad to me. You round it up. He 30. Right. 27. Like he's 27 now. She's 33 now. That's not that big of an age difference. Especially once we get to this point. But it's obvious that everybody is still immature. I want to say that. Like, it's obvious that they age don't mean a fucking thing, because everybody in the situation acting like some, you know, teenagers that don't know how to control themselves. Brittany, her mama, PJ, and his wife, everybody acting real immature and childish, like they don't know how to handle shit. Banji baby, thank you for the super chat. You can't tell people like Brittany everything. He most likely does have money set aside that she don't know about. She talk too much. Ooh, okay. Okay. I will take that. I will take that. I'm also more inclined to believe that he did not do shit for that baby like that based on the way he talk. Okay, because y'all know y'all give YNs more credit than they deserve based on what they do for a living. He play basketball. Y'all think he's smart. I think he's just a stupid nigga that know how to bounce a ball. Okay. But anyway, y'all, let's move on from there. Interesting enough. Brittany Renner out here wilding. All right, y'all. So I'm glad that we can get into this Marlon Wayans situation, because at first, and I was very surprised, y'all. When I tell y'all, I was so surprised, because this all started out with the Snoop situation, and I never played the video for y'all because, to be honest, I think people like to play semantics. I think people like to act like, oh, that's not what he meant. Bullshit. I often back away from the situation and look at it from, because I feel like there are varying degrees of a situation. It's what the situation actually is, what is like what people want to happen behind what's actually happening, like the intention, and then like the grand scheme of things behind what the intention is, right? When Snoop got up there and talked about not wanting to explain how a mom and a mom can have a baby, to me, that's just straight up homophobia. That is a part of the story I missed, but it does not change my stance, because I feel like it's the same thing. That also makes me feel like you had already talked to the child, if the story is true. Because that's another thing. A lot of people think that this story is fake. So there's a level of, and I felt this way too, I'm not gonna lie. There's a level of MAGA, and a lot of y'all don't understand this, but Snoop is MAGA. Snoop is a Trump supporter. MAGA Trump supporters, conservatives, like to use homophobia, transphobia, those things as a way to enmesh themselves with the Black community. I believe that Snoop does not like the way people have responded to him since he recently supported Trump during the election. A way to get most of you niggas back on his side is to say something homophobic that may not even be fucking true. But if he says something homophobic in jest, then we can act like, oh, it's just a casual conversation, and the alphabet people are gonna blow it up. I don't believe that. I think he specifically talked about this to get the Black people that are homophobic back on his side. Because the first thing you see in the comments is all of these comments about oh, I agree, Snoop not wrong, you know what I'm saying? Since him performing for Trump didn't get him canceled, but it did. In some respect, him performing for Trump did get him canceled in a certain respect. But also, Snoop has made money and garnered the attention of rich white people, right? Because of that connection with Martha Stewart, that situation, Ricky Smiley told us a while ago. Ricky Smiley told us when the Gayle King thing happened that Snoop can always go run to white women. Snoop will always go run to white women. If all else fails, if he can't depend on the Black community, he will run to white women to defend him. And I feel like he does that all the time. And so I feel like he's not completely out because his connection with certain white people. He's going to still be able to make money. But people that grew up feeling the love of the Black community and then getting rebuffed by them, they're still people. They don't like how that feels. And so what he's doing is deciding to set his sights on the conservative Black people that are homophobic. Because that's an end for y'all. Like, I know a lot of y'all don't like to realize that, but if you are voting because you want to keep things from other people, you are in fact taking your rightful place as, you know, one of the masters cheering. You're doing what the racist white people want you to do when you decide to vote against your own self-interest so that you can keep gay people or women who want abortions from getting shit. It's the same thing as, you know, white people in this country consistently fighting against progress when it comes to healthcare, when it comes, you know, just to making this country easier and better for everybody. They don't want to do it because then we would get it, and they don't want us to get it. And so when you take that same mentality, when you take those same ethics that y'all have about being homophobic, the way y'all let that translate into politics and into y'all conversations and shit, this is how we end up there. This conservatism shit is very scary because I think conservatism is the pipeline to us being in slavery again. Like, we already somewhat enslaved. But yeah, no. Snoop is absolutely one of them people that is given. I always cared more about the money. And I want y'all to recognize that gang life doesn't build integrity. Gang life does not build integrity, meaning that when you look at Snoop, when you look at what is his name? What the fuck Snoop real name is? I'm gonna find it because that's the shit with Marlon. We're gonna get to it. But to me, gang life does not breed the integrity that a lot of people think. People think that there are just different types of integrity. And maybe Cordell, thank you. At one point, maybe in the fucking 70s, maybe in the 70s before crack hit, there was a certain level of integrity about street life. But essentially, no, like it's not like that. And it wasn't like that. And it hasn't been like that since the crack era. There is no integrity in street life. So if somebody was involved in street life back then, 90s, there is no integrity in that. That's the time where everybody is starting to sell out. That's the time when it's becoming cool to sell out. That's another thing. Diddy and the rest of them, like they made selling out cool in a way that it wasn't before. Because then it became, man, fuck all that shit. I'm trying to get up. I'm trying to get out the hood. Fuck all that. Right? So there's no integrity in that. Niggas get old and y'all think because they've been living on the up and up, so you think that means that they're going to have integrity. No, that means they can always be bought. That means they can always be bought, unfortunately. And listen, another shout out to Dominique Morgan, because I was listening to her on TikTok this weekend and she was talking about the YSL situation. And we're going to talk about that. But talking about how if you got off in court, it's because you told something, you gave something up, but you gave in a way for you to get out that situation. And let's not forget about this man right here having a murder charge back in the day. And how ever since he got out of that situation, the way he went from being black dude on the porch, being about my people, what's right, what's wrong, yeah, we about that thug life, but what's right, what's wrong, my nigga, to then this transition happens to him being like really going into the pimp thing. The pimp thing was always a thing for most black men in our community because the community is not okay. But the way he really delved deeply into the pimp thing, and that, you know, him having women on leashes and all of that shit, like I believe all of that was a way to separate himself from any type of integrity that people thought hip hop had. You know what I'm saying? Because like once you start walking around like a fucking pimp on red carpets, you have a wife at home and you have women on leashes on red carpets. To me, that was obviously I am trying to change my image so that I can demoralize myself. If I demoralize myself in what I stand for, then when I start taking money from these white people, nobody will think anything of it. And they'll just think, oh, at least he a pimp. And they'll still look up to me. Black people will still like me because black people like pimp culture. I'm just breaking down what I think about Snoop. But I don't feel like this situation is actually a real situation. And then the woman that he was talking to, my God, today, y'all know, I think that woman, you know, is one of them covert pick-me's that I don't like women that get online and act like they are trying to help women succeed in life when really they are like, just trying to push the patriarchy on everybody. They're just trying to keep everybody in line and hold them to the patriarchy. Shame you if you're not a part of the patriarchy. So Snoop replied and said, I was just caught off guard and had no answer for my grandsons. He wrote, all my gay friends know what's up. They've been calling me with love. My bad for not knowing the answers for a 6-year-old. Teach me how to learn. I'm not perfect. And I think that this is a cop-out. I also think this line where he said, my bad for not knowing the answers for a 6-year-old, that is sarcasm. You're not actually sorry. During a recent appearance on It's Giving podcast, Snoop told a story about watching Lightyear with his grandson when Snoop said his grandson asked Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She's a woman. So that tells me that you've already had the conversation with your very young children about how children get here. That's not, I'm going to insinuate that the little boy, from this, I believe, pretend story, that the little boy understands that men and women have babies together. So if they understand that men and women have babies together, it's given you've already had some type of sex talk with them. So why can't you then say, well, yeah, men and women physically have babies together, but you know how sometimes just because somebody has a relationship, just because they have a baby, that don't mean they stay together. Well, sometimes women will go to a doctor and the doctor will help them have a baby using the man's sperm. And then sometimes they'll adopt. So it just depends. But yes, all you need from humans is a woman's egg and womb and a man's sperm. That's not a hard, explanation for a 6-year-old that's going to let it go in one ear and out the other anyway. But I don't think it's true, y'all. I don't think the kid actually asked the story. Asked this. I don't think the kid actually asked. I also feel like if these kids are in school and if they are in rich schools, then they know kids who have 2 gendered parents, like same gendered parents. Snoop's grandchildren should be going to rich schools, or at least schools in California where there are a whole bunch of other adult gay people raising children and sending them to good schools. Like, the kids are probably they've probably been in preschool with people that have a mom and a mom or a dad and a dad. So the idea that this kid couldn't possibly understand that, I don't believe it. And I really do think this was just you calling in all of the homophobic Black people and reminding them that y'all agree on homophobia. So now y'all can, remember that y'all like Snoop a little bit the next time he's doing something. Because y'all was eating his ass up about Trump. Now, the gay people was eating his ass up, but it don't matter. He don't really care about the people that was upset. To me, this was manipulative to get Black people back on his side. Even going on that weird ass lady's podcast. Like, why are you going on her podcast, Snoop? Snoop is technically an A-lister. Why are you going on this lady's podcast? It's because you think that's what a niggas are. That's what a red pill niggas are. And that's what a homophobic, I just want a man, pick me, please, Black women are. That's why. So this is all bullshit. But then the story even thickens. All right. It seemed as if Marlon was defending somebody, right? Well, defending gay people, because y'all know Marlon got gay kids, got a trans son that used to be a daughter. Okay. They got gay people all up and through the Wayans. So this was put out there that this is what Marlon said. I'm tired of defending this nigga. I defended him on his criminal shit, the Gayle King situation. And I took heat for defending him online when he performed for Trump. But this crosses the line. Sooner or later, you just realize someone has issues. There ain't no Hollywood agenda to turn kids gay. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. Disney characters lie, steal, cheat, kill, poison, and everything. And don't nobody say it's an agenda to turn our kids into a piece of shit. I watched Snow White when I was a kid, and it ain't gave a bitch a poison apple, and I ain't gave a bitch a poison apple yet. But as soon as a gay character pops up, it's an agenda. The agenda is to make your kids empathetic, not gay. White people acted the same way when Black people started being seen on TV. signed Marlon Wayans. We all thought Marlon said that. It could have been true. Marlon said, not real, never said this. I love Snoop Dogg. I never let the world have this personal conversation without talking directly to my bro. Stop with the false information. Marlon Wayans is the ally. Oh, is the ally king. No, he's not. And I'm so glad that this was pointed out that this was not real, because I low-key peep how disingenuous I believe Marlon is. Like when he did this campaign, oftentimes I feel like Marlon does shit so that he can get attention for himself. It's not really about what he says it's about attention for himself. This was the original message that Love B. Scott pulled from that other story. But he said, no, people really running with this bullshit. I never said this. He said, I do defend the LGBTQ as I defend all human rights, but Snoop and I beefing, y'all stop this fake news. If I'd had a problem with Brody, I'd handle it offline as two brothers. Now have a blessed day. So here's the thing. Here's the thing, Marlon. I think it's interesting the way you won't check people in public and you'll keep it in private. And I think that when the disrespect is public, the checking, the accountability needs to be public, right? That shit that Snoop did was fake. So we don't want any accountability from him. But I don't like the attitude of men, yes, that have to stay on code, because I feel like as long as everybody is staying on code, well, then y'all know we're not doing anything. We're not progressing. We're not progressing. No, like, I don't know why you stand up for LGBTQ. Don't stand up for it then, Marlon. To me, if you won't do it publicly when it's one of your homeboys, like when you won't stand on business when it's actually hard for you, then for me, it's not real. It's not real. And I'm not saying he had to go at him, but I'm just saying I often feel like the checking people in public shit is fake. It's fake. There is no accountability. There is no, we're trying to make each other better, so I'm going to hold my friend, I'm going to hold my brother accountable. No, it's none of that. It's, I got to protect you, you got to protect me, and we have to hold ranks, you know? And that's cool. You know, that's what we're doing. So it's fine. It's fine, girl. I don't care, and I'm not surprised. So Amy Luciani World. So y'all, I found out I was blocked by Amy Luciani. And I was just like, oh, I wonder when she blocked me. Was it before or after the Boss Babe Awards? Maybe after. I don't know why people be blocking me. I ain't at you, bitch. I don't even think I was following you. That's another thing. I be blocking people that don't even, well, no, because sometimes when I'm in the comments and I see certain comments from people, I will block your fucking ass if I see an ignorant enough comment. I don't want you ever coming across me. Okay? But y'all, Amy was mad at me. Y'all, they all be mad at me when I say something that hit too hard. I apologize in advance. Okay, listen. Quitting was too easy. Enemy. So they was about to get a divorce. They was literally online talking about getting a divorce, running it. His lawyer was saying she trying to get shit and we ain't even been in this marriage long enough. Everybody was calling her a gold digger. And then she came online saying, I never asked him for anything. I didn't want anything, but she filed a DV complaint against him. That's what I also saw. So after a domestic violence dispute, after y'all almost divorced, now you back on the internet telling us I enemy. And see, that's the shit that I be talking about. That's the shit that I be talking about, y'all. Amy and Dwight are two people that I believe use religion as a shield and a weapon in some respect, right? What enemy are you talking about? I think it's like you telling on yourself. Yes, the world told you that nigga wasn't shit. You didn't listen. You got with him. Then you found out that he wasn't shit. But you're in a toxic relationship. You're probably in an abusive relationship. And now you get back with him and act like, because everybody was trying to warn you ahead of time, they're the enemy that wants your relationship to fail. Y'all are weird. Y'all do this every time. Every time the streets prove to be correct about one of these niggas, y'all act like somebody was trying to tear down y'all's relationship, like we gave a fuck enough. The only reason I know I'm blocked is because Jamie posted this picture in our group chat and I couldn't see it. And I was like, wait, did that bitch block me? That bitch blocked me. My God. I ain't do that to you, but I don't blame you. I don't blame you for blocking me. I don't blame you, love. I don't. I talk cash money shit. I seen a whole bunch of real, truthful, but might be harsh things. See, I know me, y'all. I know me, and I know the reason why people don't like me. I know why people don't like people ain't been liking me my whole life for the same reason. Because I say what everybody be thinking. I say what y'all don't want me to say, and I say the truth before anybody's ready for the truth to be said. That is usually the reason why people don't like me. Okay? Nah, if they dislike me for anything else, it might have been my fault. But this specific thing, nah, I'm not taking the blame for the fact that most of humanity doesn't like to hear the truth. Okay? But Amy is one of them people, I believe. Okay? Yeah, she probably saw me in the egg comments, but she's also been in the same room with me. So I feel like, people can act like they don't know who I am, but I know you've seen me before. Like you don't have to act like you know me, bitch. I don't care. But I know you know me. No, they are a beautifully toxic couple. But they still together, y'all, and then they acted like we was the problem. This was the original message. With such a private moment like a marriage ending, I really do want to keep a lot private, but it's hard to watch this narrative spreading quickly about me. I plan on speaking on this one time only. I, to this day, have never asked him for a single dollar, not 30 cents. Before we married, I asked to sign a prenup. I texted right to him. I told him I want to sign a prenup because I believe what you work for is yours, and I'm not the type of woman to take what's not mine. I mentioned a prenup first. He declined. I do not want any of his assets. I do not want half of anything that he earned or obtained. Let me tell you the reason why niggas don't want I appreciate that, love. I'm gonna tell you why niggas don't want prenups when a woman says to get a prenup. Because they want to be able to use the court system to abuse you later on. And if you get this is what I found from seeing my friends and other people I know go through situations with divorces and child dispute, custody disputes and shit, is that men a lot of the times will not want to have any kind of structure dealing with the court system, because then they won't have all of this leeway to take advantage of so that they can be vengeful with the ex-woman. Okay. That I noticed that a lot. So you don't want a prenup because you want shit to be confusing on the back end, not so you could try to get anything from her, but just so that you could keep taking her back to court. I do feel like on some level, you feel like the structure that prenups and child support agreements, like when people actually put those in paper at the courthouse and you have to stick to them, people don't want to do that. A lot of people don't want to do that. They would rather keep it loose so that they can take advantage of the looseness. Okay. But let me continue. She wanted a prenup. He didn't. She mentioned it first. He declined. I do not want any of his assets. I do not want half of anything that he earned or obtained before me. Not a car, not his properties, not a business. These rumors do not align with my character. Believe it or not, some of us women really date, marry for love. First of all, I hate the world we live in because essentially, it is the norm in the Black community to date for love and not for money. So when y'all promote that women are just money hungry women trying to marry for money, I hate that for you. I really, really hate that. I really, 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 really hate that. I really, 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 really hate that. I do. Because I think it's bullshit. I think marriage has always been a business agreement, a contractual business agreement between families. And then it became a situation of religion because y'all had to try to mind fuck people into doing something that they didn't really want to do, like locking themselves in a house with one other person for the rest of their life. Like people didn't want to do that. So y'all had to make marriage a religion thing. Once y'all made marriage a religion thing, eventually people started to untangle themselves from religion. And once women started getting jobs and rights and shit like that, then you had to find another way to manipulate women into wanting marriage. And that's where love comes into play. And please understand that love for marriage is recent. Love for marriage is something that was created probably around 40s, 50s, like as soon as movies and shit and advertisements became a thing, as soon as TV became a thing, then the manipulation of love becomes a thing. That's where, all of your movies come from that are, oh, I just want a man. And oh, he's just going to come and save me. Like, the 50s on to now has been impressing upon everybody that love is real. You can care about a person. When I say love, I mean like you care about them. You want the best for them. The way people think about love these days is more so an attachment, not really about love. The true testament of love is to me, my opinion, is that I don't have to, especially in relationships, I don't have to be with you or I don't have to control you in order to love you. Meaning that even if you want to do something that I don't want you to do, I'm not going to withdraw love from you simply because you're doing something that I may not want you to do. You're an adult, you're a grown person. And as long as that doesn't go against my actual morals, then I am not going to feel as if, I need ownership over a person. Like that's not, that's not a thing. That's the, what I mean? I do feel like people were in relationships because of chemical attraction. They were in relationships because of necessity. Okay. And because of the religious and social pressure. Because if a woman isn't married, then y'all treat her bad in the family. Y'all treat her bad in the community. Y'all treat her bad in society if she's not married. So she has to be married. So y'all force these marriages that a lot of the times were not really based on love. They were based on pressure, money, and or sex. To me, love is something that you don't know you actually have for a person until you get to a certain point. See, why are we on the same wavelength? I literally spent all day yesterday binge watching the first season of Mad Men. And I always knew that because watching Bewitched made me want to go watch Mad Men because of the realness that was involved in Mad Men that was being romanticized in Bewitched. Because in Bewitched, she was married to an ad executive and it really covered Darren's life as an ad executive. And I'm like, it looks like he's a fucking cheater. Let me go watch a more realistic version of a story like this. So then I go to Mad Men, which is the more realistic story about what women like Samantha and men like Darren go through. And actually, y'all, please remind me, you know what? I'll do it now. Amy and Dwight are back together. They're weird. There's no enemy. Y'all's relationship is y'all own issue. And this is a problem of people having an external locus of control. An external locus of control. You always feel like everything is happening to you outside of yourself, not from within you. I don't think the problem in their relationship is us. I think the problem in their relationship is them, but they don't want to deal with that, so they would rather blame us. A lot of people on social media and on reality TV like to do that. But I want to tell y'all, this is what I learned from Mad Men, because I actually made notes because I was going to turn this into a TikTok later. Okay, but I was making notes last night because I thought it was so interesting. It's not long, but I want to tell y'all the stuff that I learned from Mad Men. Men are terrible. Number one, okay? Men like to use women when they need to feel powerful, meaning that whenever a man has an emotional issue that he cannot handle, he will try to have sex or try to push his emotions and seek validation from any woman in his vicinity. Okay, so they need women to feel powerful. Women had to be okay with being assaulted because they were going to be assaulted anyway. And I understand this personally as somebody that worked in corporate America, but I don't think it's actually talked about. the way you have to balance between allowing people to sexually harass you, but also not allowing them to cross boundaries in a way where they actually are hurting you, right? Because for a lot of women, as long as you don't get, as long as you don't get fully penetrated and assaulted, then you don't feel like it's that big of a deal. That's a problem, to be clear. But what I did notice is that the women had to be okay with the way they were being sexually harassed, because if they were to ever act as if they were bothered by anything that was happening, they would then be called a bitch and fired. And a lot of these women's, like, their identity, they're in New York, right, on Mad Men, but this is across the board. When a woman is a professional woman, she takes that shit seriously, because she knows how often the moniker of "you fuck to get this position" is in the back of her mind. And then you know how men treat you when you don't offer them sex. When you are not offering them access to you, they get mad at you. But then offering, too much access, and then they use you as a way to make themselves feel better amongst other men. Just always using women as dehumanized tools. And when I say dehumanized, I mean you don't see them like you see yourself. You don't care about putting them through unnecessary pain, and it doesn't bother you. I don't like seeing other people in pain. It makes me feel uncomfortable. That's not happening with men and women. Men put women in a maze. Don't be a prude, be a whore so we can use you and abuse you, then tell you you should have been a prude. And they know they have the power to play this game with women. So that's another thing that makes it even more sinister. Simps, okay? Simps, by definition, for me anyway, are weasels who feel one or more of their parents don't love them, so everyone else has to pay for it. Because there's a character that I feel like is a simp. So all of the niggas online that call Russell Wilson simps, those men are actually the simps. And I thought that was so interesting in recent times, watching that word change, because a simp used to mean the man that does anything for the validation of other men. That used to be a simp, because that's weird for you to be doing everything for a nigga. Most men are doing things for women. That's the point. Because a lot of those men, like Don Draper, even though he's a piece of shit, actually depicts the piece of shit man that most women would prefer to have even now. It's a man that is attractive, a man that has something special about him, a man that other people want to be and also want to fuck. Okay? That's the type of man a lot of women want, is the Don Draper character. They're misogynistic, they're strong, all of that shit. But essentially, what they actually have as talents and how they show up in the world, that's what women be wanting. Those men like Don Draper, as insecure as they are in certain levels of life, they are secure in their talents, right? Don Draper was very secure, not only in how he looked, but in his actual talent at the ad agency and what he had worked for. Therefore, his security within himself was not as breakable as some of the other men. Yes. So the true alpha male is somebody that is closer to their feminine energy because they can create. And them creating makes them more valuable, not only to other people, but to themselves. And when men are valuable in a way like that, yes, they have charisma. They have energy about them that doesn't feel like, oh, you just trying to find a way to get over. No, I'm showing up as my cool self. Yeah, I'm a nigga with all of this shit going on in the back of my mind and all of that. But I'm showing up really fine, really good looking, really charming, really smart. Like, I'm showing up with all of this good shit, even though I'm fucked up. But in comparison to me is men that are less attractive, men that have less talent, but men that have just as much ambition and insecurity. And I feel like what we see more now, and I feel like those niggas, weasels, simps, those are the niggas that have nothing to lose. So they don't mind killing the hero. And I think now our whole community is full of men that just wanted to kill their hero. like that, like when I was watching it, okay? Because this is white people, but this is the same thing going on in the black community. And this is the reason why club culture is dying. Y'all are talking about these niggas that push past beautiful women so that they can go stand in the front of the crowd. They ignore women, right? Because those angry, I have nothing to lose. My mama or my daddy didn't love me, and I know it, and I felt it. So I hate myself, but I know the image I have to portray in order to live, in order to do well, to try to get out of feeling less than. But I can't really, I can't do it to an honest degree because I have so many broken fragments inside myself. I don't like myself. Like, that's what I was picking up in the character between Don and the younger dude. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He was a bitch ass nigga. Yeah. A weasel. And my favorite moment of the season is when he tells Don Draper, "Oh, I'm gonna tell the boss." And I'm like, I already know the boss not gonna give a fuck. I already know. I already know. As soon as they went in there and Don stood there, like Don said, "I'm choosing the other man." The boss said, "That's a good job, Don." Don looked at the other dude, and the dude starts to go in on how, well, I found out, I found out that Don isn't the guy. Pete. Don isn't who you actually think he is. He's actually another guy. And it says that he died in the war, but here he is standing before me right now. Like, who is this? Like he's doing this thing. And the old guy who don't give a fuck about that, because being liked, having actual talent, being charismatic, and being liked will save you. Will save you every time, y'all. It will save you every time. Okay, not every time, but in this situation, I love the moment. Don stands there and lights his fucking cigarette because y'all know they're trying to get lung cancer on this show. So he lights a cigarette and the nigga tells the story and the boss says, "Who cares?" The boss said, "Who cares?" No, literally, who is going to care? Like, when I tell y'all I love that moment so much, because I imagine myself, like, I'm still trying to get out of my male-centeredness, right? I grew up being male-centered. I grew up with my daddy being at the center. So essentially, like, I respect a certain type of man, right? Even with being problematic, I respect a certain type of man. And if I had to fashion myself behind a man, if I had to fashion myself behind a nigga, I'm going to fashion myself behind the good looking, quiet, but really talented, smart one. Like, I'm going to chill on you. I don't even like all of that hoopla and all of that. Like, I know I'm fine and all of that, but you ain't got to do all that. It's cool. Like, this is how you mac, right? From a genuine place. Because you like the person that you've built, right? A lot of people don't like who they are. And I think that Don liked the person that he built himself to be through the work he put in. You feel me? So yeah, y'all. Okay, like, that's why I like, but let me finish and we'll continue. I know I'm talking a lot, y'all. It's the job, pontificating. So simps are weasels who feel one or more of their parents don't love them, so everyone else has to pay for it. They envy men who have natural talent or allure. Being liked will save you. The most beautiful women are to be feared or trapped. That's how men think. Men think that the most beautiful women, whether that beauty is harnessed in their looks or their energy or their sexuality, those women are to be feared or trapped. You can play with them either way, but you either gonna put them in one or two boxes, okay? And my example of that is old girl down to who worked, the head secretary on Mad Men. That's the one that you fear, because she knows her sexual energy is something that she can use in order to make her life better. Men are scared of women like that because they can tell those women are harnessing their own energy. Men are scared of women that know how to harness their own energy. And then you have the other one, you have Don's wife. Don's wife is a archetype of woman that I'm very familiar with, because I low-key see my mom in some respect as this archetype of woman, that they are so severely beautiful to everybody around them. They may not be aware. They know they're beautiful because it's something that they've grown, like they put a lot of power into their beauty because that's what they were taught. If your mom thinks you're to be worrying about your beauty, you're going to worry about your beauty. And if I think, Don's wife's mom raised her to only care about her beauty. Betty was raised to only care about her beauty, right? So that's all she feels like she has. And women who are that beautiful, men trap those women. They marry them. He married her within a month or some shit. They marry her, impregnate her, and they lock her in a house. That way, whatever she was supposed to do with her beauty, whatever she was supposed to harness, she can't do, because now she's in a house. Locked up in a house away from everybody. So nobody but him can have access to her beauty. They basically hoard women and their energy and their talents for themselves. This is what most men do with very beautiful or impressive women. And yes, the bird in a cage. And I feel like, my mom was a very similar type of woman. Like, everybody talks about how beautiful my mom is and, what it was like growing up around her. And the type of personality she has is very free, loving, aware of my beauty type of thing. And you get with a man that is powerful and has all of these things about himself, but essentially one of the main things he's learned about himself as a man is to box you the fuck up. Most beautiful women are feared or trapped or both, right? People don't know how easily manipulated they are. So even in ad agencies, they talk about how good advertisement is advertisement that y'all don't even know y'all have been affected by. And the people who say, hey, it doesn't affect me, they're usually the people being the most affected. To me, I recognize that myself personally, I am always being manipulated via media. And so I have to think critically about it all. And that annoys people about me. But I know that anytime I'm seeing something in an advertisement or anything that's being put up on a screen, anything that's being put in a book, anything they're writing in the dialogue of a show is for some greater purpose. Y'all don't think that, like, well, not y'all, but people don't like to think that things are deeper, that they have meanings, that they have reasons why. I do. I do. And I really probably should have went into advertising now that I watched this shit. Women give up so much of themselves to play a role. Wanting your children to be what you think they should be keeps them from figuring out who they want to be. And that was the thing I noticed about Betty, y'all. Betty's mama tried to create the person that she thought Betty should be based on what she knew about how to survive as a woman. If you're beautiful, you can survive as a beautiful woman. It can help you survive. I think that, and I'm saying this to all of the parents, listen, perk up the ears a little bit, because I want y'all to hear me with this, because this is what I peeped. It is hard for your adult children to figure out who they are when they've spent their entire childhood not being able to figure that out because you were telling them who to be. I know we feel like we're supposed to tell our children who to be. You're supposed to give them principles. You can't really tell them who to be. But parents attempt to tell their children how to be, like who the person they're supposed to be. It sets them up for a lack of knowing who they are. Betty did not have a voice. Betty didn't know how bad she was. Like, Betty was locked in a fucking house without any real access to her own power because she couldn't even see it. And the reason why she couldn't see it is because she didn't have to build it on her own. Her mom just told her, you're supposed to be pretty. When everybody starts responding to you as being pretty, you don't build the part of yourself that you grow to like. That means you stand up for yourself. Yeah, I don't know how I did it, but I did. That's why I feel like I came into this world kind of already knowing who I was to some extent, because I always recognized that it was trying to be beat out of me. Like, it was just trying to, and I wasn't going to let that happen. With Betty's character, I feel like that shows up as a woman that never got to learn exactly who she was because somebody was always telling her who she was. And so then when you're an adult and the decisions you make are now based on you and your own feelings, you can't find a way to connect your feelings to what you should practically do because you're not in it. Your actual feelings aren't in it. What you've been taught is the only, space that you're working from. So you can't connect it to anything real for yourself. It's like making a decision based on what somebody else told you versus what you know yourself personally. You know what I'm saying? I can identify what you're sharing. I'm glad. But that's my observations about Mad Men. Our country has been curating presidents since Eisenhower. That's another thing that I didn't know how deep it went. But Kennedy and Nixon running for president was like, it looks like the beginning of this curation of the image that we now think is the Make America Great Again image. Like when I think about that shit in my head, y'all, that's what I think about. I think about 60s TV shows. I think about 50s TV shows, like this world that was created but was not real in that time. So now that we're in 2025, when everybody looks back on that time, y'all think those TV shows were a reflection of the reality. Partially. What you weren't seeing is how Black people still couldn't even vote for real until 1965. You got TV shows that got Black people in them sometimes. They can't even fucking vote. Like it's just you have to be honest with yourself about how advertisement has been going on since before you were born. So the things you've grown up to think and feel are attached to what somebody else set out for you to think and feel. And you have to check in with yourself to make sure that that's true for you. Because somebody's always trying to tell you how you should think, feel about situations. Okay? And I'll take that back, to Amy. Because to me, if you were in touch with your intuition, you would not be with that man. But because you're so worried about how other people see you, I believe you are fighting harder to be in that relationship because you're not actually checking in with yourself about how you feel about it. You're in that relationship based on the need to prove other people wrong. You're in that relationship based on some type of enmeshment with the man. That's my feelings, girl. And she another one who mama, I don't know if they taught them the right things, child. What's else? I didn't talk about everything that was up there. Okay. Let me see. It's 2:17. All right. I've been on here for 2 hours and 17 minutes. I'm gonna go to 2:30. Let me see. Where do I want to go? Okay, let's go here. Because this weekend when I was at the card game, I opened my phone while the old ladies was trying to figure out what card went where. We start drinking and don't nobody know who called, why we had this card, why I'm throwing out a card like this fucking gin rummy. Girl, listen, it's just funny. But this popped up on my phone and I was good and drunk at this time. Not good and drunk. I'm over exaggerating. I was tipsy. I've been, drinking a little spumante. Okay, this was literally right when I got into my first little cup of Crown and things got funny to me. And this is when I realized how we don't live in a world that really makes any sense based on the truths of the world.
This nigga got all the hoes. Like, I'm not gonna name no bitches, but this, that. Like, at least 4 bitches like this. Like, but I'm here and I'm there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
So basically, there's a little bit of trust issues.
So I don't know these streaming people. I don't know these streaming people, y'all. But what I do know is I don't think we live in the right world. I don't think we live in the right world. Because I'm trying to figure out And y'all, this is not to be fatphobic. This is real shit that I'm about to ask. Can he walk? Is it easy for him to actually move around? How can a nigga that could barely fit through the door leave to go cheat on you and you don't know he about to go cheat on you? What is he cheating with? How is one able? I guess he has to lay all the way back. So y'all have to get him out of whatever chair he's in, then onto a bed that's strong enough to hold him up. And then you have to lift up and move things out of the way so that you can get to the pecker. So he's cheating with 4 women and all of that has to happen? Listen. I believe that this is a sign that this young lady has low self-esteem. Because I wish a nigga that could barely walk would cheat on me. And I'm not saying it because I think she's some type of victim. I mean, you know, we're all victims of the patriarchy and all of this. We're all men, women, and alike. You know, we're all victims of it. But no, that's not what I mean here. I don't understand you having legs and feet and being able to get up and walk out. Being in a relationship where you getting cheated on by a man that has to basically move furniture to fuck somebody. And so, you know, that happened. And I feel like, you know, I don't know who the mothers are. But I feel like the mothers out there are failing. I feel like the mothers out there are failing. Because to me, only your mama fucking up will have you being cheated on, sitting next to a nigga that can't stand up to fuck, who been cheating on you with 4 women. And you sitting there, I'm still here. Well, I guess you still strong, bitch. So the way man. And this is not a joke. I'm dead ass. I would be scared that nigga would roll over on me and kill me. I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm being fucking real. You mean I finished tugging and pulling and wrangling with your fucking belly to get to your dick and we fall asleep and then you roll over on top of me? And if I can't wake your ass up or if somebody else in the house ain't here to help, I'm stuck? So speaking of mothers, we was talking about this last week, you know, when I was like, I wonder how Bonnie Bella is doing because Jocelyn is her mama. And everybody was like, Bonnie is doing good. And then this post came out and this makes me wonder if people be sending more. Just send my shit to people, okay? Being the best #mother I can be. They said I wasn't going to be a good mother, or they said I was this and that and not fit to be a nurturing mom or a caring mother. I'm with my seed every step of the way. I'm the mother I never had, and I'm enjoying the process. Okay. So let me say this. What does this look like to y'all, right? This is a TikTok video. It looks like you spending time with your child. Y'all learn to dance. Y'all look like y'all are somewhere. If this is where you live, you got a large yard. Are y'all building like a little house for her back there? Like, what's going on? It looked like it's some real wholesome shit going on, right? Some real wholesome shit going on. Well, I am 37 years old. And in my experience, people that depict two glaringly different ways of life cause all types of issues in their kids with the hypocrisy. And that was another thing I learned about Mad Men. Paid attention to their generation, like Don's generation, coming from parents that you don't like, but specifically, I think the idea of your parent being a hypocrite. I think that's something we don't really talk about, but I feel like that's an issue for a lot of people and a lot of teenagers is when you get into this, you're a liar. You're a hypocrite. You're not who you said you were. Like that shit. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like as a person, when you have parents that have these dichotomies about themselves, where they're this person out in front of everybody, but in private, they're like this. What that eventually creates is a feeling of resentment from the child to the parent. Because what happens is parents like to hold a moral high ground with their children, right? You have to listen to me because I'm your parent and I know better and I'm better. So you listen to what I say. That's how parenting usually works, right? This is why you tell your children to listen to you, because y'all are in a hierarchy. But what that makes your child feel is that, well, I'm starting to look up to my parent like they're on a pedestal of a certain extent, right? They told you not to do this. They told you to do that. They told you not to do that. And you listened. And then one day you find out that they were being a hypocrite. You find out that they weren't being real, y'all. That the version that they were giving to you is not the real version. Once you have that moment as a kid, it makes it extremely hard to trust other people. It makes it hard to trust yourself. And I think it builds a lot of resentment as the child gets older. Right? I feel like I went through this. I feel like I'm watching other people go through this. And that's why I think it's so important to just be honest and real with your children. Apologize. Actually be introspective. Look at yourself. Look at how you parented. Apologize for the things that you know were fucked up. And also another thing I want y'all to keep in mind. Colonization, like white people taught y'all how to not have empathy for y'all kids. That was something that had to be like really pushed. And it was pushed on the native people. When the white people from Europe came over here to the Americas and there were all of these Native American people already living, having families, they did not have hierarchical family systems. And it's not that, oh, a child is on the same level as me. Yes, they're a human trying to learn things. Of course, I know things that they don't know, so I'm going to help them, but I don't beat my kid. And a lot of Native people felt bad about beating their kids. And white people would shame them and tell them that they were wrong for empathizing with their children. This is something a lot of white nationalists are bringing back up now. That's why they telling y'all that the sin of empathy. Just some really radically crazy bullshit coming from Christian people that y'all think empathy is a fucking sin. Y'all niggas is retarded over there. But essentially, I say all that to say that I don't give a fuck what you doing in a TikTok video. I also don't give a fuck how good Bonnie Bella looks on Instagram. I don't care that she makes good grades. I know a lot of people think shit like that matter. And it matters to her personal development. But when it comes to like how kids actually end up being affected by their parents and how you can have all the good grades and you can hold down the good job and you can still not love yourself. You can still not trust yourself. You can still have really bad relationships with other people because you can't trust them. You allow people to abuse you. And you had good grades, girl. You had good grades. Your hair was always combed. You were always clean. And yet and still, you will go and be in relationships with people that mistreat you and devalue you and dehumanize you, because what you experience with your parent is somebody living a double life or a double existence, and then coming to you with an authoritarian vibe. That's why a lot of people say that y'all do this hierarchical thing with y'all kids, and it's not actually a good thing. Because essentially sometimes it's better to just level with your kids. And when you say level, it's when you stop lying to them because you need to be above them, come down to their level and talk to them like a person and actually say, you know what? I don't know. You know what? I'm fucking up right now. I'm having a hard time. I'm gonna figure it out. But I'm having a hard, like that to me, and without like this putting the pressure on your child to perform to help you, but just in a way of leveling with them, saying, I'm a human. I made a mistake. I handled you wrong. I was upset. I had a bad day. Like there's never, when I was growing up, there was never any recognition of that. There was never any, you know what I'm saying? There was never any recognition of that. And so I am not arguing that she's not a good parent sometimes. But what I am saying is, when you get to this part of her Instagram, I don't think that there is a way for one to act and be a part of shit like this while raising a daughter and it not negatively affect the daughter. I don't understand why, especially on social media, I will often see this. I will often see, child, Natural still on here fighting. Like, to me, like, these girls, this is not a good situation for anybody to be in. She's a madam. That's how she comes off on this show. And I know I'm like, you know. You think Bonnie is great? No disrespect to my, I mean, what do you think great means? And I'm not saying that, like, y'all, I'm not saying that she's abusing her daughter or anything, y'all. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I think it's weird that as a community, y'all think that a person can be extremely violent and promote this type of degenerate living in one part of their life and then be this great mom over here, and one doesn't affect the other. I don't think that's real. I think that's problematic. And I think that's a part of the issue with our community, is this lack of integration. This idea that things are happening in a vacuum, and that because something is adult, that means the kid is not going to see it, or the kid is not going to be affected by it because, oh, this is what we do for the adults. The kids aren't going to see this. And I just remember growing up and thinking that anything adults tried to hide from us as kids, we eventually saw anyway. You know what I'm saying? And I also feel like, like it's just too much of a tumultuous situation for me to believe that just because, you online acting like everything is good, that means that you are not showing up weird or crazy or out of control or reckless when it comes to your children. Because I think a lot of y'all, and I think that's what we experienced growing up, is this pump faking. Like this hypocrisy, this pump faking that everybody likes to do when it comes to like parenting or morals and all of that shit. Okay. And I'm not really going too hard on her, but child, I was trying to find a story. I thought I had saved it, but there was a story about a bunch of moms. Maybe it's on site. A bunch of moms who were who were inciting a fight. Who were inciting a fight between their kids. Let me see. I thought I had commented on it, but I know I probably ain't gonna be able to find it now. Because it was a picture, it was a news story, and it was a picture of all of the women. It was like about 4 or 5 moms that were egging on a fight between their middle school children. And it's, you know, to me, those are the women that watch baddies. Those are the women that watch baddies. Right? To me, the girls that are going to create a space for their children to fight, those are the people that are probably watching baddies. And so I think what's interesting is that people like Jocelyn, this is why the selling out thing is so funny to me, because people do be selling out. And the way you sell out is that you don't give a fuck about the community. You only care about yourself. So as long as you can send your child to a school where those kids won't be privy to Zeus Network shows, you don't have to deal with the ramifications of how your show and the shows like it affect the community. Because please understand, the more people see all of this fighting and carrying on that these grown adult women are doing online for money because they don't want to go back to prostituting, so they would rather fight. The girls are doing, I don't see it, y'all. Did I pass it up? Let me see. The girls are doing this shit. Damn. The girls are doing that shit so they can stop selling coochie, because y'all think all the hoes want to be hoes. And sometimes the hoes don't really be hoes, but they don't have no other choices. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that funny? That nigga was on that phone talking shit in his car about thugging them and then got in a car accident. Now he all fucked up. Get off your phone, nigga. Stop running your fucking mouth. Pay attention to the road. Shit. Let me see. I don't see it, y'all. Damn. Somebody said it was neighborhood talk, but I don't see it. Either way, it don't matter. I ain't want to run that story back anyway. The point still remains that you lining y'all middle school kids up to fight. They posted it 3 minutes ago. Okay, hold on. Let me refresh. Here you go.
Disturbing video is making the rounds on social media. Girls fighting as adults look on, encouraging them. Thanks so much for joining us here. I'm Brittany Decker.
I'm Guy Rawlings. In the video you saw first on 13, we've blurred the faces of those involved. It's hard to tell which of them are the people charged, and there are minors in the video.
Our WVTM 13's Bryce Oslin has been following this story all weekend and spent the day in Tom Brown Village.
Video shows two young girls punching, pulling hair, and fighting at the Tom Brown Village. The Birmingham Housing Authority released a recorded statement the day of the incident.
When crime happens, we see it, and we also take action.
Police say the girls fighting attend Hayes Middle School, and they arrested these four women for contributing to the delinquency of a minor. On Friday, Birmingham Police Chief Michael Pickett released a statement admonishing the women and saying in part, "We have zero tolerance for parents who encourage, promote, or facilitate violence among our youth." Birmingham City Councilor Darrell O'Quinn represents the district where Tom Brown is located. He released a statement saying, "Scenes like this are why the council supports community-based violence intervention programs." He says what happened is troubling, and he supports BPD's efforts to hold parents accountable. Now the women may be looking for a new home as well as facing charges.
Eviction notifications were sent to those individuals ASAP.
You mean to tell me, did they so y'all fighting because y'all think it's important to prove who big and bad on the fucking school ground and shit, and y'all got kicked out of y'all apartment, so now you got to find somewhere else for you and your children to live?
In Birmingham, Bryce Oslin, WVTM 13.
They're all between the ages of 27 and 32. Y'all, and it's an eviction because they was fighting at in the projects. They got an apartment complex that they all live in. And so y'all remember when we was growing up and he'd be like, "Oh, they won't fight. Well, let's fight then." And then you fight them because you're not about to bully my baby and all of that. To be honest, I feel like the only reason that happens is because adults are not raising their children. Because to me, if your child is out here fighting like this all the time, that's like your child is out of control and there's something going on, right? People make mistakes, yes, in parenting. I saw somebody say that. This right here is the time where I feel like this is not a mistake. This is a way of being. It's a way of being, right? I think if you want to teach your children how to fight, teach them, get classes and all of that. Teach them how to spar. If you're trying to teach them how to actually be physically strong and all of that. This ain't nothing but some ignorant, ghetto ass, degenerate ass. We really don't like our kids, so we want to watch them hit on each other. Because to be honest, y'all, I remember one time my little cousins was acting like they was about to start playing like that. I said, oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Because I instantly started getting nervous. Like, two of my little cousins. I was like, no. Don't do that in front of me. Don't do that in front of me. I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see that shit. And really, it's just like, now that I'm older and I realize how the only reason you had to fight sometimes because you had to back somebody to fuck off for you. But if teachers and the people the adults were actually doing their fucking job, children would not have to always be defending themselves against other kids like this. Like, I don't, the community is not okay, y'all. But please understand, these women, these are the baddies girls. They all around the same age, and they all give in their mind when they was all squatting up so that they could fight. They middle school children can fight.
For an update, late this afternoon, they sent us a statement saying all their properties are equipped with 24-hour surveillance to ensure residents are safe. The housing authority tells us they served eviction notices Thursday to 2 of the people involved, and they issue notices to residents at all their communities, reminding folks about their lease policies.
Disturbing video is making the rounds on social media. Girls fighting as adults look on, encouraging them. Thanks so much for joining us here. I'm Brittany Decker.
And I think y'all don't really care about y'all kids when you want to see them fighting like this. Because the way them little girls was hitting on each other, like, I know you proud that your little girl can beat somebody to fuck up, but you know what happens when you the bully when you get older, right? You end up in jail. That's another thing. Like, if your little girl is not about to go into MMA fighting, if she's not about to become a boxer like Clarissa Shields, then her little ass don't need to be fucking fighting, and you don't need to be, promoting it or telling her that she need to go out there and fight. You ain't gonna do it again. Oh, they learned that all they did was fight. Where they at now? All they did was fight when they was in school. Where they ass at now? Okay. What y'all think gonna start happening when little Bonnie Bella get in high school? I'm gonna be here. I'll be here. We'll talk about it then. Y'all be safe out here. I think I'm gonna hit this last thing and then I'm gonna go. Because I really could be on here all day today. But I want to go do my workout. So y'all, I just want to let y'all know. Y'all know I wasn't watching no Love Island, right? Like, I did not watch it. I don't know nothing that's going on. And I have purposefully kind of ignored it because I'm not watching 45, 50 fucking episodes of no show. Especially not a dating show. I don't know what happened, but when I tell y'all, because I feel like dating shows are long, tedious. Okay. So I'll talk about that before I go. I don't care. Like, I don't care. And I know y'all been so into it. And this is just one of them times that I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I'm not watching it. I don't care what's going on. I know everybody arguing. I see 11 fucking videos about it on my timeline from Instagram to YouTube to TikTok. And I refuse to engage until I saw this clip. And because it's over now. And I wanted to hear what was going on. And also, this girl is so pretty. She looks like AI. So I wanted to come and talk to y'all about this. But I promise y'all, I'm telling y'all right now, I don't know nothing about what was going on Love Island. Because I think dating shows are long, tedious, and fucking fake. and people always end up breaking up, or they was only there because they wanted to be on TV. It's not fun anymore.
You don't really see men yearning for women in this day and age. And then with him being a fair-skinned male and I'm a dark-skinned female, but seeing me being loved out loud resonated with a lot of people in my community. It's like, oh, this is beautiful. Like dark-skinned Black woman being yearned for and loved out loud by someone that looks like Nick. It's like, this is beautiful. Like this is like healing the world in a sense, because you don't see this often, especially not in real time.
Before you went on Love Island, you're single.
You don't really see men.
So I don't believe in going up too hard, right? Because a lot of the times you go too hard for a man, you go too hard on the integrity of a man, especially when you don't know him like that. And I mean, you only been knowing him for less than a year, so you don't know him like that. To me, you only really start to understand and know people 2 years into knowing them. That's usually how it goes. I've literally seen people pretend up until about the 2-year mark. Right around 2 years, that's when everybody's mask starts to slip. But I feel like you can't possibly know this man well enough. And I also feel like y'all are giving him too much credit. I think y'all often give men too much credit. Like publicly, y'all overly validate men. And I think I want y'all, the reason why I say it's a bad thing to do that is because they're already getting patted on the back for the slightest of slightest things. Men in general are always being compared to the worst of themselves, so they never have to do any better than the status quo. That's why everybody's so fucking average and nobody's actually extraordinary, or, everybody's just real average these days. And the reason why across the board is because there is no energy to be better. Because you're always comparing yourself to the worst. And as long as you are comparing yourself to the worst, there's never any real growth. I don't have to be better because I'm better than these other niggas that's real bad. Okay? No, I know. Listen, I didn't have to watch the show in order to recognize how social media has responded to her being loved, because I believe she was being mistreated and bullied in the house by this fake girls group that they had, right? And I believe the Hugar girl was in charge of the girls in some respect and was kind of like being a mean girl and a bully. And they, were doing a lot of emotionally dumping on the dark-skinned girls in the group, and they were low-key hating on her. And then she went and got this man, and then all of the hate came out later. Is that about it? Let me know if I'm right. Let me know. But I still feel like I want us to be careful with giving people too much credit for the bare minimum. Meaning, you're not special because you like a beautiful woman. You are not special because you are attracted to and like a beautiful woman. I know everybody hated Hugar, but I felt like she was like the main one using those like crybaby tactics with the other women. That's why I said like, head bitch in charge. Just because emotionally, wasn't she kind of like, that shit. And usually that's the person that the group centers around, the one that's crying the most. But I don't know. Like I said. But yeah, I don't know the show. I did not watch the show. But what I am going to say is that I just want people to stop giving people so much credit for bare minimum. You liking a beautiful woman, this should not be giving you that much. Like, oh, you acting like a human being with fucking eyes. Congratulations. Like she should be doted on. Yes, she should be doted on. She should be loved. But I get it. It's from the experience of as a dark-skinned woman, in the space, you know what I'm saying? But I just want her to feel like anything that she gets, she deserves, and not act like, oh, I feel so great and so special because somebody is showing me admiration as if I'm not obscenely gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense to everybody? And the reason why I say that is because I saw another situation where I felt like women, in general, if women can find a little inch of good in a man, the way they will expand that like a fucking Christmas sweater to encompass that nigga's entire body to the point that we can't be honest about who they are because we have to focus on this one good thing that you hoes love about them. And listen, I did the same thing. Listen, the same way. The same way, was raised the same way. You ignore the bad things, you ignore red flags, and you focus and become hyper aware of the good things in a person. The other time I saw that, and I don't think I saved it, but y'all might have saw it this weekend, and we ain't really gonna talk about it. I'm about to move on to the Netflix shit. But I saw this man, like, I don't know who it was, but some white dudes was recording outside of this black lady hair salon. All these black women was in it. He just standing outside recording like a fucking weirdo, whatever he was recording for. And a young black man comes and he's like, why y'all right here? They don't want y'all here. Y'all need to go. And he like, doing all this theatrics, getting in front of their camera and obstructing their view to try to get the white boys to leave because, they making everybody feel uncomfortable. The way they could not wait to call that man a king. Who is this king? Protect him at all costs. And I just be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Yes, brother. Thank you so much for showing up. We appreciate that. Stop sucking dick every time niggas do something halfway decent. Stop. That overall energy of like overthinking, you know what I'm saying? All of this, this king nigga did one thing that you could see right. And now all of a sudden, protect this nigga at all costs. Free him. Like, I get tired of y'all doing that. Stop that shit. You don't have to dick ride in order to congratulate people or in order to give them their props. You do not have there is an in-between, y'all. It don't have to be fuck them, I hate them, or let me gobble as much of they dick in my mouth as I possibly can. It don't have to be one or the other, people. The king was Brian because he used papaya who wanted to be used. I don't know what none of that mean, girl. I don't. I'm not even gonna lie to you, girl. I don't know what none of that meant just then. But in general, and this is, I'm saying this because I know somebody gonna take it like, oh, you don't want us to, you hate me. I don't hate niggas, bro. I don't. And when they good, I'm all about, hey, good ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm all about that. Okay. I have one, y'all. I'm one of them women y'all think hate that, hate men, but have great husbands. This is how you know y'all thought process is flawed. Because there's literally a trope of women who y'all think hate men and they have great husbands. Do you know why? Because we could see stupid shit from a mile away. So we were able to kind of weed through, right? We can see the stupid shit. So we weeding through stupid shit. You could actually see the good shit. Oh, look. There's a good one. Let's see how this might work. All right, hold up, y'all. We about to do the unknown documentary shit, and I'm gonna get off here. Let me see. I'm sorry, y'all. Somebody was making fun. Okay. I haven't seen this clip, but I'm just putting this on the screen, and we're gonna talk.
That could help pinpoint, where they were originating from.
They were originating from you.
Something might come up that could help pinpoint, where they were originating from.
They were originating from you.
Okay. I still haven't watched Kendra on Carlos. I'll watch it. I'll watch it, y'all. I will skim through it. I don't know if y'all watch Unknown Number, the high school catfish, but bitch, it was good. It was a good little short, hour 30, 40 minutes. All right. And this is a example of how, first of all, people don't know why they have kids. Y'all don't, you know, like having kids is not something that most people are thinking about the way they should be. Like, I don't think they're thinking about it thoroughly. I think they have sex, they get pregnant, and then they keep babies for guilt reasons, not because they actually want babies. Or if they do think they want babies, a lot of the times it's based off an image in their mind of happily ever after, which includes that 50s housewife bullshit that y'all got sold through advertisements in the 50s and 60s. And now y'all think that that's real, right? Y'all think that, you know, oh, me and the man and the kids in the house, happily ever after, white picket fence, my life gonna be perfect. A lot of white women think like that, right? Specifically white women, you know what I'm saying? They think like that a lot. And they don't investigate why they have children. They just do it because they're supposed to, but they also have a lack of real emotional connection. And that's why I feel like, and this is what I wrote down from it, investigate why you want kids. If you don't ask yourself why, you will blindly create children whose spirit you will actively and consistently try to break. And I feel like that's what this fucking lady was doing to her child. Spoiler alert. It doesn't matter. Honestly, you should watch this documentary knowing who fucking did it. So if you find out spoilers about this documentary and you was upset, don't be mad. You should know. You should know who did it as you watch it. Okay? Because I had heard it and then went to watch it, but it wasn't clicking for me for real, for real. I was like, well, maybe it was her and somebody else. Like, I need to see this. But I was watching it blindly, like without automatically, like, it's the mama, bitch, it's the mama. Like, I know it's the mama, but I'm separating that from how I'm watching the documentary. Once you get to the end of this documentary and you actually see what this woman did, you see the physicality of her hugging on that child after she admitted to what she did, the text messages that she sent to her fucking daughter, y'all. How her daughter is now going to have the toughest road. And I think as an adult, that's what hurts me the most, right? Is looking at this beautiful little girl knowing that she will not know how beautiful she is. She will not love herself. She will find it extremely hard to trust herself. And she's going to have to deal with probably a lot of fucked up relationships before she understands who she is and what has happened. Because the way her mother emotionally meshed with this child to the point that the child barely has a voice, barely has a real personality, because it's all about her mom. Even before she get a little boyfriend, now the mom apparently starts sending messages to the boyfriend and the daughter talking about, I wish y'all would kill yourselves. He don't really, I wish you would kill yourself. Telling Kendra the mama, telling Lauren the daughter to kill herself, saying, I don't, what she's telling her in them fucking text messages, all kind of crazy shit. But the real shit was her, like, because at the end of the documentary, the little girl, like, very, in a way that you could tell she's so uncomfortable and she's still trying to deal with what it means for the person who was harming her for a whole year and a half and some change to be her fucking mom, who was sitting right there next to her, consoling her while simultaneously sending her the text messages. The way she is going to keep having to go back, the way she is going to have to keep going back to what happened, thinking about those text messages. If my mom said it, does it make it real? When that lady sat on camera and said that she knew about her daughter's insecurities because of conversations that they had had, and so she exploited that through those text messages that basically looked like somebody that wanted her daughter's boyfriend, the mom was basically having a, like, statutory type of, energy around these kids, because you seemingly had some type of obsession with your daughter's boyfriend. And then you start texting both of them these nasty, and I mean telling the daughter, you don't suck dick enough for him. He don't want you with your flat ass. You're just a slut. Like, y'all, telling her own fucking daughter the most diabolical shit and acting like it wasn't her. Also that she could then say, well, you know, I was scared. I was assaulted when I was in school, and I'm so scared of her going out into the world. So I guess what I was doing was trying to keep her close to me, because if she goes out in the world, then what happened to me will happen to her. That's bullshit. It's bullshit. So the FBI got involved, and they found, y'all, I'm not even covering most of the documentary about how there were a whole bunch of other kids that they were blaming for this shit, and they ended up having their school year completely ruined by this woman's lies. When they eventually find out that it's her that's sending the messages, she has to go on trial, and she ends up going to jail for a little while. She starts to message her daughter once she got in jail. There was a actual, like, a court order for her to stay away from her daughter. And I felt like her daughter really did need that court order. And I'm so glad that the dad and the judge decided to do that. I feel so bad for her, y'all, because I feel like the way people love their moms is such a deep love. When she said, I feel like a part of myself is missing without my mom, is because her mom never let her be herself. So her sense of self, okay, circle, her sense of self was built off of either the sports that she played, because she was really good in sports, but it was also based off of her relationship with her mom. And I believe her mom was probably one of those mothers who is very emotionally enmeshed with your child, to the point that you make your child's life about you. The daughter gave, I don't speak, I don't say how I feel a lot. I'm to myself, because my mom takes over everything and makes it about her all the time. Hypersensitive. She'll cry. Anything I do, I have to be walking on eggshells with my mom, because it's always about her and her feelings. That is how she raised this little girl. So by the time all of this shit happens throughout her high school years, when her mama get out of jail, she still wants to have a relationship with her mom. She's still talking to her mom. She still loves her mom. And the way it's going to be hard for her as she gets older to reconcile with not knowing if her mom genuinely loves her, because of the way we think about love. The truth of the matter is, she doesn't love her. She doesn't love her. You do not love your child if you would do something like this to them. And they asked her, the producers asked the mom, did you ever think she would hurt herself, since you kept telling her to, herself? Did you think that she would do it? No. I know her. She wouldn't have done it. Y'all. Complete ignorance of how her child feels. I didn't believe any of the tears. I also, one thing I did not like, and I point this out because I feel like we don't talk about this enough, people being physically imposing in order to control the thought process of another person. The police are telling the daughter that her mom is the one that was sending the messages. The mom instantly starts touching the daughter. And I got so mad. I was like, stop I really wanted the police or the dad to say, stop touching her. Stop fucking hugging her. Stop. Let her process this information without you physically imposing yourself on her. You already impose yourself on her because you're her mother. Emotionally, mentally, that's built in. But you physically touching her while she's trying to process what's happening is a way for her to stay connected to you and not to herself. When we talk about, or when I specifically talk about being connected to yourself, listening to your intuition, a part of that is being able to be in your body. That's why when you meditate, or whenever you are doing any type of like yoga meditation, they'll tell you to focus on your breath and think about your body. Be in your body. Feel your toes wiggle. Feel your shins. Feel your knees. Feel your thighs. Feel your body so that you are present in the moment and you are feeling what you feel. You're feeling what you feel, which is really hard to do when you have parents that pull at you spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. It's really hard to know how you feel, to check in with yourself when you've been raised like this, right? So all of that touching was a way for her not to process that information in a way that would make her not want to be close to her mom. Her mom, yeah, it's very much manipulation. Meditation is very powerful. No, it is. It is. And it's the recognition of you having to integrate your body and your mind so you'll stop thinking that your body is something that you should ignore. Because your intuition is also in your body. Not just in your head. It's in your body. You feel it in your gut, in your chest, like you feel it in your person. And if you don't really check in with your body to know why you're feeling what you're feeling, to sit with it and process it, you're going to make decisions that are not true to you. You're going to betray yourself in the moment, or you're going to betray yourself, period, if you're not clocked into yourself and what you want. So it's important not to let other people's wants and needs obstruct how you actually feel in the moment. So when she was touching her daughter, I feel like it made it hard for her daughter to have that moment without feeling the pressure of her mother's emotions. You hurt your daughter and you want her to be responsible for your emotions in this moment. That's why you hugging her and grabbing on her. And that pissed me off even more. And then, fast forward to the end, they're still talking. The way she kept sending messages to the daughter, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Then one of the messages that she sent to her daughter was like, I'm mad at you. You got off the phone yesterday without telling me you love me. That shit right there, that play-timey, manipulative, pulling at your emotions because I need your validation so badly in this moment shit, that shit, I ain't like that. I did not like it, y'all. And what I'm going to tell y'all, what I really feel is that this is another example of mothers that are jealous of their daughters. At some point, that lady was a medium, attractive, wild ass white girl that was already thirsty and looking for validation. I'm the type of woman that will fall all over myself for a man. I'll embarrass myself trying to get the attention of other people. And I think her sister said the same thing. And you could tell women that never really liked themselves. And then you have a daughter that's beautiful. For white girl standards, okay? Lauren is a beautiful girl. Okay? To me, it's an example of when two unattractive people, and her daddy is not really unattractive, but he's not, it's not a Don Draper effect thing. So in my mind, this is when, a nice guy and a wild ass medium ugly woman get together. Okay? Two unattractive people get together and make a really attractive kid. The mom is jealous of the child that she's created because now her child will be able to live a life that she could never live. That's what it's given. It's given you were jealous of your daughter because your daughter was the girl that you wish you were. That's why you coveted her boyfriend. That's why you wanted her boyfriend, because you wish you were the girl that your daughter naturally is. Like, even though this little girl was all to herself, she was still popular. Good at sports, very pretty, right? She was jealous of her daughter, especially because her chin has recessed. And whenever people have certain, facial features that I sometimes wonder, does that have something to do with your DNA duplication situation? Okay. But, little bit of a lift up right here in a recessed chin. I'm wondering whose parents or cousins was fucking. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Just like that large chin shit they say is, scientifically a sign of incest. Yeah. I was wondering about that cleft lip and recessed chin shit and what that was about. But I saw earlier pictures of her and I was like, oh, she was prettier back then. Like, I don't know why the chin be receding, child. Sometimes I'm always trying to make sure that y'all can see, like, bitch, I have a jawline. Please do not listen, because as you get older, this shit, okay? This shit right here, bitch. I be like, listen, y'all are not gonna force me to go and get Botox earlier because I don't like whatever this extra neck situation, like how skinny do I need to be, bitch? My God, today. Okay. But no, y'all. Okay. I'm gonna give you jawline. Okay. Okay. What Tyra said, Tyra was like, the natural thing is to be back here. Tyra would always tell you gotta push. Tyra Banks, y'all. Push that. Okay. Okay. Oh, Lord. Praying for those of us that are aging. My God, today. But anyway, I do feel like as this woman is aging, whatever attractive quality she once had, she doesn't have anymore. And I think that made it even worse. She was lying to her husband. I also feel like the husband knew she was lying, but probably thought she was cheating. Didn't think she was doing this. I think when he thought she was cheating, he didn't really care. But when he find out that she has been lying about not working, that she's been not paying the bills, that's another thing. What be with y'all like allowing people to take over the finances and then y'all end up getting put out? That's one of them things that I feel like the problem with relationships right now is because everybody's always looking to throw off on their partner the thing that they don't like to do, but you have to be responsible for yourself as an adult. I don't care if you're in a marriage, I don't care. You need to have your finances in check. That other person need to have their finances in check. And then what y'all do together, y'all both need to be having y'all eyes on at one point or another. I don't know what the fuck. I feel like that daddy must have thought that lady was cheating on him. And so he kind of stuck his head in the sand about her. Like, if I don't know, it won't hurt me. So anything that looks suspect, I'ma just ignore it. That's what I think was happening and why the daddy didn't say anything. Why the daddy didn't, really clock in until it was too late. Because I think on some level, he just was going to work and being like, I think she cheating. I'ma just ignore everything that's going on because I think she cheating. And then once the shit started happening with their kids, I think the focus went on that as well. Right. She lied about both of her jobs, wasn't paying no fucking bills, said they got kicked out of three or four houses. And that's another thing. I was like, so how many times you got kicked out before you stopped letting her control the finances? Yeah, y'all. You got to have your account. They got to have their own account. And then y'all got to have a joint account. You put the money in the account that's for shit both that need to come out for bills and all of that. I'm a firm believer everybody need to have their own fucking money because this, you're not about to pull me into no squalor because I've relied on you or trusted you with finances and I look up and you done gambled or spend away all of the goddamn money. I don't know if they said that he divorced her. He said he was done and I know they wasn't living together. I don't know if they actually divorced, but they had to have divorced because at the end of it, the daughter was living with him and she was living somewhere else because she can't be within a certain, I also feel like a lot of the time, even though the daughter said at the end, she feel like, she'll see her mom when she's ready. Like she's actually glad that there's a protection order there because you don't know what's your feelings and what's your enmeshment to your parent. That's why. And this happens in relationships too. That's why it's so good to get away from people in relationships sometimes, to take breaks. If you want to break up for a little while, because sometimes the distance will give you a clearer understanding of what's happening, right? If you are really in love with somebody, or if you really love somebody, like a mother-daughter relationship, when y'all are always together, you are more worried about how they feel, and how they feel is connected to how you feel. It's not until you can pull away from each other and spend enough time to where you have to figure out how you feel without this person that you can be strong enough to not get sucked back into this enmeshment. So you don't know what you really want until you're away from the person that you don't recognize as manipulating you. Right? The mom is manipulating her. And now the mom is manipulating her with the love that the daughter is craving because her perception of her mom is so skewed. I thought you loved me. I thought we had a great relationship. Now I want to understand why you told me to unalive myself. Why did you tell me to do that? If you love me, why, like, you're my mom. If you think these bad things about me, how am I not supposed to think these bad things about me? Like, that's the sad shit to me. It's because I know as a woman, growing up as a girl, how your insecurities will play in your head. And there were so many times where I was just like, well, my mom's validation made me feel like I was okay until I had it on my own. Until I was standing for real emotionally. And this didn't happen until I was well into my 20s. You know, that my own really my dad dying, and then eventually, you know, I get into a space of being able to self-soothe emotionally and not always needing to call my mom when I'm feeling away. Now I can handle all my shit on my own, right? But there is a time where that's really hard for you to do as a kid. So you have to be able to step away and gauge how you feel on your own, so that you're not allowing that person's manipulation to affect the decisions you make for yourself, especially when it's your parents, because those attachments can be so unhealthy. Those attachments can be so unhealthy, especially if you can't see how nefarious they are. And that's the thing. That's the thing, y'all. And to me, this is no different. So yeah, you know, this white lady did all of this shit via text message and lied about who she was and all of that, right? But how many Black mamas talk to their daughters like this on an everyday basis? Not just Black, but I'm bringing it to the Black community because y'all are who I talk to, right? But I see it online too with the white girls. Online, I will ever so often see videos of people slide through where it's a kid recording, usually a daughter, recording their parent being just absolutely fucking terrible to them. Saying fucked up things, beating up on them, telling them they ain't shit, they ain't gonna never be shit, like just speaking so negatively over their child in a way that feels like a temper tantrum being had by a parent. I see this consistently online, and I've actually, of course, seen it up close and personal in real life with people that have these, you know, no boundary having ass relationships with they kids and shit. Yeah, the body cam footage. Yeah, the body cam footage was really like, oh girl, the way I was so mad. Oh my God. Oh my God. And then another thing this girl is gonna have to deal with is that because her mama showed up like this, she's gonna have a hard time being able to trust people she's in relationships with. Meaning that you don't know whether the person really likes you or they're a psychopath that's planning on killing you later on. Like, it will be hard if she doesn't process it. Like, it will be hard if she doesn't like go to therapy and unpack it so she can understand. She will become familiar with the situation and then get in relationships and find that familiarness in those toxic relationships. And she'll have to go through that for a while before she can start to put together the patterns from her mom and the relationship she's been in to then decide, I'm not going to deal with this anymore. And even if that happens, because a lot of times white women don't do that. A lot of times a white girl just going to find her a man at some point, get married, and then repeat this cycle all over again. So yeah, it was sad, y'all. I saw y'all asking me in the comments about Jussie. I watched Jussie's documentary. I do not know how I feel. I do not trust Jussie, and I do not trust the Chicago Police Department. I know what I believe to be true when the news story was actually happening. And when the news story was actually happening, I believe that Jussie set it up. It was way too much shit for me to feel like he didn't. But the way information has been put out there, the police cutting the 10 minutes out the clip. Are they black or they white? Is it blown out? Is it not blown out? They played it too fast. Listen, the truth of the matter is, I don't care. I don't care. I don't trust nobody involved. There is something about Jussie that feels like an insincere performance. And that's what I can't get with him. He's always performing these passionate moments. Don't like it. Makes me feel unsettled in myself. Don't like it. Okay? Don't trust the Chicago Police Department. Seem wayward. Don't trust them niggas neither. Definitely don't trust the Asendario brothers. Definitely don't trust those, big greasy flexing in Times Square ass niggas. Like the sellout, the sellout simp niggas, okay. So the archetype of Black men that pedestalize whiteness and capitalism, like the Black people that become Trump supporters and grease their skin up so that they can play step and fetch it for white people in a system of racism. And the only reason that they're even over here right now is because of the civil rights movement. Girl, my God, today. I ain't got time. I spent too much time with y'all today. I love y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the live, and I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Peace out.